Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
BoxingVoice.com. You seen what he did on Facebook, right? Listen, I'm gonna make a motherfucking emoji like this, look.
Dolly Beyonce Production.
BoxingVoice.com. All the guys want. I want what Mayweather got. I want what Mayweather got. You done bust your ass like Mayweather. It was ball. No fight. My life has always been a fight. I sacrificed a lot to get to where I got to. You don't think you're being overly critical to a guy that took a body shot and didn't go down?
That's no question. That's just my style. My style is to dominate. I want to get the guy. I want to stop the guy. You know, my motto is man down.
BoxingVoice.com.
Why you mad?
I'm not saying the man can't take body shots.
Why you mad? I'm just saying, why you mad? I just want to really quick, man, give a shout out to all the fighters out there that put in work to entertain us. Shout out to all the fighters that listen. I see you on the check-in, man. I know your feelings is hurt. I do apologize. You know, we got some hosts that have no hair on their tongues. Today is your Thursday preview, breakdown, analysis of Shawn Porter versus Berto. Also, we're going to be talking a little bit about the top-ranked pay-per-view that's happening at the StubHub Center in California, featuring the young, hot prospect / contender / WBO champion, Oscar Valdez. Gilberto Ramirez is also going to be on that pay-per-view. And Jessie Magdelano, who will be making his first defense of his WBO title in the 122-pound division. We will be having Jessie Magdelano on the show today, so stick around if you're interested in that. We also will be having Lou DiBella, the big-time promoter for this Porter Berto clash, also the promoter for Deontay Wilder. Remember, we did a show a couple of days ago saying Deontay Wilder was going to have a big announcement, so that's definitely something you want to stick around for to see what questions, what juicy details we squeeze out of the one Lou DiBella. Then what else do we have on the docket? We got to talk about Martin Murray, who's going from Philadelphia to the United Kingdom across the pond to take on Martin Murray. Martin Murray dropping from 168 to 160. Always dangerous. We have a lot of headlines to cover. I mean, my guy, Lenroy Thomas, in a heavyweight division. He is a Keith Thurman stablemate, Dan Birmingham trained heavyweight. He was in the Bucksino. He got eliminated by Fedosov, I believe. Andres Fedosov in the first round or second round. He's going to be in action versus David Allen, the White Rhino. You remember him versus Luis Ortiz. So, hey, why not talk about that? Plus, other headlines. Let me head on out to my co-hosts who are going to help me, you know, talk about all this and obviously get back out to you guys. We're going to go to sunny California.
Dolly Beyonce Production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
BoxingVoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock, into a knockout. When the main thing is, I just help the guy. I wish.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yes, the Hipster is back. It's a busy weekend of boxing. We even had our opening ad for the show when the show started be the top-ranked pay-per-view ad. I thought that was fitting for the show. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if YouTube is just that clever with their algorithms or stuff, but it is a busy weekend. We have Berto, Shawn Porter. We have all the way across the pond, Gabriel Rosado versus Martin Murray, Khurtsidze versus Tommy Langford. The list goes on and on. You know, I can't wait to break it down. Can't wait to hear the callers' picks and how they break down these fights. So it's going to be a good show. And plus, happy holidays to anyone out there celebrating this festive day.
Happy 420 for sure to all the smoking jokers out there. Listen, let's stay in the Golden State for the man that keeps it all together all the time.
There'll be nothing but smooth sailing.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Feels great to be here on another amazing show. I'm excited to get into all these topics. I gotta say, with the amount of fights that we have, it's crazy that, more people kind of aren't really impressed with maybe necessarily the quality of them, but still the quantity, sheer quantity, I'm very, very happy with. And I love all the different, I like having multiple platforms to choose from to watch fights.
Speaking of quantity, we have a fight tonight, so let's see how fast we can get through this show. Michael Perez, another Newark, New Jersey, hometown native of mine, is going to be fighting today. And I say another because I forgot to mention that we were going to have superstar Shakur Stevens, the silver medalist, who just newly signed a Top Rank, was going to be live on our show as well. Lou DiBella just actually got in touch with the lovely Monsterpiece and let us know that he needs to push his interview a little sooner. So we might be having him quicker than expected. So let's jump right into it before we get interrupted by Lou. We're here to break down the Porter versus Berto, or Berto versus Porter fight. And man, this is definitely one of those fights where that cliche, styles makes fights, is definitely fitting. It's funny. I'm not even going to give anything away just yet. I want to hear what you guys have to say, since I've been hearing so many different opinions at the final press conference and as well as at the media day workout. If you're interested in very hot exclusive interviews, head on over to ThaBoxingVoice.com/videos or go to the Boxing Voice YouTube for exclusive interviews with everybody who is going to be on this fight card this weekend. Matt or Steven, what are you thinking of this main event and how do you see it playing out? Oh, and actually, before we could get to that, you might as well bring on the lovely Monsterpiece, because it looks like we have Lou DiBella on the line as we speak.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have Lou DiBella with me.
Lou, how are you?
How you doing, everybody? I'm fine, bro. Can't complain.
Well, first and foremost, we want to thank you. Obviously, we know you're a busy man. This is a very big card, so this week has to be hectic for you, taking out the time to give us an opportunity to interview, to discuss a little bit about this. Obviously, I was on hand for the final press conference, and I seen all the drama that took place with Jermell Charlo and Charles Hatley, and how everyone, excluding you, right? Not just yourself, but everyone is saying that this is supposed to be a main event. What could you tell us, a little inside info on Charles Hatley for those listeners that might not have gotten to see him, being as though he's not
I mean, we haven't seen much of the guy. We haven't seen enough of him. But if you've seen any tapes of him, and he's had some good wins, he's a real good fighter. He just hasn't had a great opportunity to be seen, But he and Charlo know each other, man, because they both come from Texas. Hatley's from Dallas, and the Charlos train out of Houston, and these guys know each other well. And there's a lot of bad blood, and the Charlo camp's really, really hyped up. They're all chippy, they're all confident. They think they're going to win the fight, and the twins are all riled up about it. And particularly the champion, he's ready for this fight. I think they're going to throw down. I think it's going to be a nasty, chippy fight.
Hey, Lou, this is Steve Calderon, one of the producers here. So I'm really excited for this card. It seems like a really great Showtime card. As always, Showtime puts on some of the best cards that we have to look forward to, especially lately. And I'm really excited for I always have trouble pronouncing his name, Khurtsidze?
Oh, yeah, Khurtsidze against the kid Tommy, who's he, like the kid he's fighting for the interim title.
Yeah,
that's it. I'm hoping by the time I walk into the Barclays Center on late Saturday afternoon, that I'm going to find out that I got another world champion. That's what I'm going to hope.
Well, he's amazing to watch. I remember having a great time watching his fight last year against Action Jackson, and I remember thinking, "Wow, I can't wait to see this guy again." And but then it kind of felt like he was put on the shelf because I haven't really seen him fight since. And I know that he's an older fighter, and I was just kind of curious. You know, sometimes a long layoff can maybe be detrimental to the fighter who bases his plan around activity. Is there a reason why he's been kept out for so long?
Well, he wasn't kept out. He was sort of kept out by the politics. If you want to be the mandatory contender, you have to be available. And we were waiting and waiting to get his shot. And, you know, Saunders kept putting it off and coming up with excuses. And then finally, you know, they had thought they had a deal for Saunders and Golovkin. And in fact, you know, the Golovkin people were in on it also. And they reached an agreement with us several months ago to step aside, and we agreed to step aside and to get this fight with Langford for the interim title. But now if Saunders doesn't wind up fighting Golovkin, then Saunders is going to have to fight the winner of this fight. So this is a huge fight for Khurtsidze. But it really wasn't that he was put on the shelf. But, you know, once you become number one or the mandatory, you can't be unavailable when they come knocking. So, you know, because it was taking so long with injuries and cancellations of Sanders fights and stuff going on, he had to sit on the shelf. And that's why he had the inactivity.
Hey, Lou, it's Matt, the co-host of the Boxing Voice. First off, thank you for being on the show. And my question really is to what you think about this new shift in boxing of Twitter streaming. We had Terry Flanagan, Peter Petrov live stream on Twitter. We had the Adrian Broner, Adrian Granados fight live stream on Twitter. What do you think about that? Do you think that's maybe the future of boxing, you know, away from pay-per-view?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's the future of boxing if it can be monetized. I mean, I didn't even know that the Broner fight was on Twitter, to be honest with you. And the other fight, there was some technical difficulties when I tried to watch it, and it was also delayed and in terms of the time they announced. I mean, look, I think if they can monetize it and it's not theft like these Facebook Live thefts of fights, which I don't think are good for the business, any new medium that, you know, allow fights to be seen by more people, you know, I'm supportive of. But they got to find the way to convert that to money.
Lou, Nestor here, getting back to the main event on Saturday night with Berto, a guy that you're very familiar with, someone you've been promoting for a while. You know, he's had his run on HBO way before PBC ever was a thought. Does he still have enough for Shawn Porter? Shawn Porter seems hungry, and Team Porter always feels like they need to call someone out. They always feel, you know, that the guy doesn't want to fight him, or they're ducking. Is this just, you know, pre-fight dramatics, or is that the case? Or are people in the welterweight division afraid of Shawn Porter?
Shawn's a bad boy, man. I mean, you know, Thurman wasn't afraid of him. But Shawn gave Thurman everything he could take and you know, just about all that, you know. I mean, it was a real close fight. And I thought Thurman eked it out. But, you know, Shawn went home thinking he won, and I understand why, because it was close. You know, Porter's never had a bad performance. You know, he's lost before, but he's never had a bad performance. The man could fight. I mean, he's a beast. You know, Berto's a resilient MFer, though, man. You know, Berto, every time people count him out, he comes back, you know, and he can be way down in a fight. He finds a way to win. He's been brutalized and then come back and had a real good victory next. And I thought he gave a really good account of himself against Mayweather, where a lot of other people didn't. You know, I'm not counting Berto out. You know, these guys are about the same size. They're both very offense-minded. They're not going to take backward steps. They throw a lot of punches. They both got some power. Berto may have more one-punch power, but Porter throws punches and bunches, and he's a dangerous fighter. You know, you got to make Porter the favorite, I think. But I think it's a real good fight, good, solid. It's going to be a good, solid action fight. Are there people afraid of Porter? Yeah, there's probably some people afraid of Porter. Berto ain't one of them.
Hey Lou, so this is Steven again. So I follow you on Twitter. I really like a lot of your posts. You're always really fun to follow. You're also a very positive type person, and we've seen in recent press conferences or the way certain people choose to promote a fight, it kind of gets a little dicey. Some people, they think it's either it's geared towards racism or it's kind of over the top, and you've been very vocal standing out against it. We have some callers and some fans who kind of debate that, saying like, boxing's been this type of sport where these kinds of things have been used for promotional tools, since going back in the day.
No. The Angel, look. I mean, I was there when Angel was out of line that night. He wound up, I think he knew it. His behavior, the whole rest of the promotion was completely under control. But I mean, it was pointed out at the time that was out of line. And I'll be honest with you, frankly, Angel comes from the streets, man. He went to prison. He didn't go to Princeton, and he's a Puerto Rican dude. And I grew up in Brooklyn. I've been in the hood, and then it's not an uncommon place for me. And people use terminology with each other that I would prefer that they don't use. But I don't believe that Garcia was racist. I just believe, I don't believe that Angel Garcia is racist for 1 second. I think he lost control, and I think that he was just, frankly, didn't use his better judgment. Kovalev, on the other hand, I got some questions, man, because he's, black people aren't monkeys and apes, and Latin people work real hard. They're not afraid of working. And all his, this guy's put up a lot of things over the years on social media and elsewhere that you could overlook a little bit and talk about cultural differences. But if your culture makes you racist, you're racist.
Very well put. Thank you, Lou.
So, Lou, obviously when PBC came out, there was a lot of backlash from the haters. I don't want you to go down that alley. Just let me finish. Wait, just let me finish, Lou.
Let me rant about the rant. What the fuck is the matter with people, man? Like, why would anyone from the get-go, in the beginning, I'm not saying mistakes weren't made. I don't run the thing. I'll be honest with you, though. Al Heyman's my friend. He's been my friend for 17 years. I don't agree with everything he does or every decision he's made, but I'll tell you what, I'm proud at a lot of fights I promoted for him. I'm proud that I've been given the opportunity. I agree with the thought process of getting big fights in front of as many people as possible on free TV. I think that PBC's on a pretty good run right now. And look, I make no excuses for who I work with, and I make no excuses for who my friends are. And people that don't like that can go fuck themselves. And that's keeping it real, period. I mean, I don't work. I'm not an employee of PBC, but I'm not in any way anything but happy that I've had the opportunity to promote the shows I have, particularly the shows at Barclays Center and the big fights that I've been able to do that have been good for boxing. And honestly, the haters who started hating from minute one, or the people that are sitting there right now playing with themselves like sexually because they're hoping for the thing to fail. What is the matter with these people? What is the matter with them? We're not, anything that grows our sport, anything that brings new fans. The fact that a lot of these big fights have been at 8, 9, 10 o'clock where younger fans can see it and you might actually grow your fan base. I mean, I understand that haters hate, but they generally do it out of stupidity, insecurity, or the fact they don't like themselves.
Lou,
right? That's the end of my rant.
Lou, I got to ask, are you going to be able to get Deontay Wilder this fight that he needs so that the same haters can stop saying that he's fought 38 bums, that he's the weakest link on the heavyweight division, that he's afraid of Alexander Povetkin?
First of all, yeah, he's good. Oh, yeah, he was afraid of Povetkin. Povetkin cheated twice. Povetkin busted 2 drug tests. And by the way, he was in England getting on an airplane to go to Russia. When his opponent, go to Russia to fight a cheater in his hometown. Yeah, he's real afraid of Povetkin. He would have iced Povetkin like he iced 37 of the other 30 guys. And he's got the highest knockout ratio in the history of boxing. The history of boxing. Yeah, he's a weak link, right? Okay. No, you know what? I mean, honestly, Anthony Joshua, who's been ordained by everybody, I mean, no hate for Joshua. I think Eddie Hearn's done a great job with him. Who'll he be?
Well, at least he's in a fight. They're saying Wilder, he needs a name.
He's in a fight. He's in a fight because he was a gold medalist from England, and Klitschko's going to England for the money. But if you don't think we would have taken that fight, you're nuts. We would have taken that fight in 2 seconds. Obviously, Klitschko got paid more money there than he would get here because right now, with the combination of the pay-per-view over there, the 70,000 people, and probably Joshua making a favorable deal to entice him into the ring. But that was never a fight available to us. And maybe it wasn't available to us because, Klitschko knows Deontay really, really well. Deontay used to spar with him years ago when he was a much younger, less experienced fighter. So Klitschko knows what Deontay Wilder is. Maybe that's why he's fighting Joshua. But, I mean, right now, if you look at the comparable records, you can't look at the records and tell me that Joshua's fought, superior opposition to Deontay Wilder.
Well, the argument is that Joshua's done it in shorter amount of time. If you say, well, Joshua hasn't fought anyone.
Stop. Oh, come on. Whatever. I mean, they weren't going to get a Klitschko. We weren't going to get Klitschko in the ring with Deontay, first of all. And then second of all, you don't think that we would have fought Tyson Fury at a moment's notice if he didn't test positive for blow? You don't think we? By the way, we offered Huey Fury Deontay Wilder on multiple occasions. He didn't want to fight. And by the way, we'll take Joseph Parker tomorrow.
Yeah, well, he's saying he wants to fight Bellew, but who can Lou DiBella get Wilder that the public will not feel, oh, he's being protected? What fighter is out there available to you and willing to fight?
I don't
him?
really give a fuck with the public. I want to be honest with you. If we were running away from someone, I'd be defensive. I'm not going to be defensive. I don't give a fuck what the public thinks because we haven't run away from anybody. His last opponent, he fought Gerald Washington, which was no disgrace. He was coming off 2 surgeries. The Areola fight was on a couple of weeks' notice after friggin' Povetkin failed his drug test. Povetkin was the guy all the haters wanted him to fight. Then all of a sudden they were making excuses for him being a cheater.
Very true. Lou, what about the fact that Deontay 1 day ago on his Instagram said that something very big is coming? And he spoke of
Deontay,
he spoke of unifying the belts. He said you should check it out. He said he was in shape. He stays in shape. He said he was using weight.
I don't have to check it out. I follow my fighter. Just wait and see. We got some things we got to deal with. Like there's a mandatory that we have to deal with one way or the other. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be fought. Maybe we can figure out a way around it. But, there's some details we got to get done. But I know what my marching orders are. And Deontay just laid down his marching orders to his whole team. He wants to unify the belt. And he's not afraid of anybody.
Can we expect that announcement on
How difficult is it to make that unification for Wilder, being as though that there's a rematch clause in this Vladimir Joshua fight?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a rematch clause in that fight, but there's no rematch clause in the Parker Fury fight.
All right. Well, Lou, look, we don't want to take any more of your time. I mean, know.
To be honest, I think I got a few more minutes if you want.
Well, let's. Oh, we want you. We want you.
Parker Fury fight. I got a few more minutes because I'm not where I haven't arrived yet where I'm going, so I got a couple more minutes. If Parker wins, it's probably an easier fight to make because if Fury wins, he's going to probably take one of the other Brits. He'll probably wind up taking a Tony Bellew or a Joshua. And, even if Joshua doesn't get made there are other big money fights in England for Joshua. And if he comes off of Klitschko, he's got that big win and he can milk, some fights for a little while too. I mean, we're going to have to go out there and work hard to get Deontay the big fight. But dude, I'm sick of it. There's so much hate for, you know what? Maybe this business would be doing better and shrinking less if people hated less. I mean, opinions are one thing, but the negativity and the bullshit and the people that hate one network and like another and one manager and like another and hate one promoter and like another, grow the fuck up, man. Grow up and enjoy your sport and root for it to actually regain momentum and grow. Don't root for the failure of other people. Who gives a shit? Root for your own success.
Lou, are you going to go to London with Wilder for the Anthony Joshua Vladimir Klitschko fight?
I don't know, man. I got a lot to do over here. I got a lot I'm promoting and stuff I'm doing over here. And I'm in the process of buying another baseball team, another minor league baseball team. And I'm already the managing partner of the San Francisco Giants AA team, the Richmond Flying Squirrels, and I'm in the process of closing a deal for another baseball team. So I don't know that I could get on a plane next weekend. But, there's a chance. But look, Deontay will represent well. He's Deontay's a personable guy. He's got a great personality. He's going to go over there. He's going to make fans and he's going to make friends. He's not going to lose them.
So, Lou, how much was promoting and trying to get your guy the fight, and how much is the real deal? On a scale of 1 to 10, what sort of shot does Felix Diaz Jr., my countryman, the guy I'm hoping can pull it off, but I know Crawford's listening, he's going to punch me in the face, but what could Felix Diaz do May 20th?
I mean, Felix Diaz was good enough to win an Olympic gold medal. And he was good enough to, in my mind, beat Lamont Peterson, and even though it was a close fight and Lamont got the decision. And he was good enough to go up a weight class and really damage Sammy Vasquez. So Felix Diaz can do a lot. Crawford didn't have an easy night with Gamboa. You think Gamboa would beat Felix Diaz? I mean, I'm not saying Crawford's going to lose. I'm not saying Diaz is going to walk in and knock him out. I'm saying this is a real fight. And it's the first real fight Terrence Crawford's had in a long time. Because Victor Postal was a joke. Wasn't a real fight. And I respect Hank Lundy, but Hank wasn't, a test for pound guy. And certainly, John Molina, different kind of fighter. I respect Molina too. If I was watching Molina against Adrian Granados, I'd be happy. It'd be a good matchup. But, a guy with the speed of Crawford, he needs an athlete that's comparable to himself. There's certain guys that, Arturo Gatti's my favorite all-time fighter. He never should have been in there with Mayweather or De La Hoya. So Felix Diaz, he's a live dog, man. He's a live junkyard dog. Beware.
Now, should Crawford start getting the same hype and admiration that Lomachenko is getting if he goes in there and puts on a similar performance that Lomachenko did to Sosa, to Felix Diaz?
He's not going to do that. But if he does that, he should get more. Because with all due respect, Jason Sosa's a tough kid, but he started boxing at 10. Jason Sosa, Lomachenko started boxing at 3. That wasn't even a fight, dude. And I'm sorry, I'm not willing to declare an 8-1 guy pound for pound. You guys can do that, not me.
Oh, so you don't think Lomachenko deserves his media ranking?
No. I think he's an excellent, superior, incredibly talented fighter. Is he the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world? He's fought 9 pro fights and he lost one of them. No, I don't think he is yet. Go up to 35, beat Mikey Garcia, I'll feel differently. And by the way, I don't think.
But wait a minute, Lou.
When I said that on
wait
social
a minute,
media,
Lou, you're a promoter. you know better than anyone that you can always get a guy to lose by having him move up. If he remains at 130, he's dominant.
No, dude. Pound for pound is about moving. That's what it's about. It's about the best fighter pound for pound. And by the way, I don't think Chocolatito was the best fighter pound for pound, and he clearly isn't now. And he's a great fighter, a Hall of Famer. But I want to tell you something pretty interesting. When he moved up that weight class to 115, he became a completely different guy. And by the way, I did think he won the last fight. You know, I thought it was close, but I thought he won. I thought the Quadras fight could have gone either way. I mean, he's had 2 close fights in a row at 115 because he's not the same guy at 115 he was at 112. Those 3 pounds made a big difference. But pound for pound involves moving around.
Lou, is it
at least traditionally that?
What is it going to take? And is it the consistency of HBO, the fact that they've been putting boxing on for so long that they have the ability to say, hey, this guy that you never heard of, Roman Chocolatito, well, he's pound for pound. And this guy, Gennady Golovkin, that you never heard, well, he's also pound for pound.
No, man, hold on. You know what? I worked there for 11 years. I made the fights there for 11 years. They haven't been making fights like that the last few years. Period. End of story. Anyone who wants to say differently is not watching. And you know what? If that's what they want to do, keep pulling guys out from other countries and ordaining them pound for pound, then they're allowed to do that. And if people want to buy into it, it's cool. Look, Lomachenko's got an argument, man. Lomachenko's clearly top 3 or 4. I'm showing him no disrespect. I'm just saying I'm not willing to declare him pound for pound when he's 8-1. You know? But he's clearly a top guy. But HBO can't snap their fingers and say a guy's pound for pound and the world believes it. Come on, man.
Lou, the boxing gods came down before you and gave you 3 wishes. What are those 3 wishes to fix this sport? Tell me you're thinking and I didn't lose you.
That's a good question. That's a good question, man. I mean, that's a very good question. Okay, 1. Promoters, managers, and fighters to go back to the realization that losing a great fight doesn't make you something less. And that people stop being such pussies. And that's frankly, I apologize to the women on the line for using that word. It was the wrong word. Stop being cowards and go out there and take the biggest challenges and not worry about the win or the loss. Throw down a group. I'm sorry to hear you.
No, you said, I'm sorry for the ladies listening. I said, I'm good. Don't worry.
No, I apologize anyway. It was the wrong use of a word, but because frankly, that's a strong word about and women are strong. Not women deserve all the respect. That was a bad word. I apologize for that. But fighters have to stop, and managers and promoters make the great fights, because if it's a great fight, no one really cares who got the W or the loss. Get out there and fight the best fights, because we need the best fights to make the sport a bigger, and as good as it once was. The other thing is, I would really wish for it to work in some form. I'm rooting for the PBC going forward, but I'm certainly rooting for the continuation of boxing on free TV. Boxing needs to be on broadcast TV. It does. Pay-per-view limits viewers. It's moronic, and it's moronic. The idiot bloggers, the dummies in the so-called press. I mean, I have respect for the real press. I have respect for real guys that understand the business. But the people that think putting something on pay-per-view and charging people $70 and getting 110,000 or 150,000 people to watch it is big, they're nuts. They're nuts. Like pay-per-view should be for the biggest fights where, the huge multi-million buy fights or million buy fights where the economics simply don't work on other television. You don't see the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, the MLB playoffs, the World Series, the Final Four, the Super Bowl, the World Cup. You don't see any of that stuff on pay-per-view. I mean, look, pay-per-view has its place. right? But it's not just to get you should be able to get a good fight on basic cable, premium cable, or free TV. And pay-per-view should be reserved for the very biggest stuff that the networks don't want to put up the money for. You know? And lastly, you know, lastly, I'm not going to get my wish because magazines and newspapers are simply
dead. Did we lose you, or are you thinking again? Did I kill him with the dead? Because that's what magazines and newspapers are, Lou. Just saying. Monster, bring him back. That was going well. Or
no problem.
No, listen, if you want, bid him goodbye. We know he's a busy man. We've been on at 7:40. We'll get to some other callers. Get in touch with Steven if you want back on, whatever you decide, because you are the producer. Alden in Phoenix, we're going to jump out to you since we ate it up with Lou. What's going on, brother? Talk to me.
Hey, guys. I agree with Lou DiBella. I think he's right, man. The promoters got to work together. The fighters got to fight. And don't worry about losing. And I think it all works its way out. And he's right about putting it on TV. I mean, if you compare it to like UFC will have champions on regular Fox. Regular TV, they'll have champions fight in good cards. So there's a room to put that, but they're not doing that much and fighters are fight. So I agree with Lou DiBella. And with the fight, Ness, I'm just going to keep it real short. I got Shawn Porter winning, Ness. I think he's going to be just too much for Andre Berto.
All right, Alden, thanks for calling in. Man, we're moving so fast around here, we almost forgot.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Now, that was one hell of an interview there. Those 3 wishes had him. That last wish, he didn't even know. What were you thinking when I said, damn, 3 wishes? What would be your 3 wishes, Steven, to clean it up, to get this, not clean it up, forget that term, but 3 wishes to get this sport to be the best you think it could be?
Kick it with all these sanctioning bodies. We need to have one unified sanctioning body. They looked like they were talking to do it a few years back. I don't know what happened with that. 2, I agree with Lou DiBella. These promoters and fighters kind of got to get together to kind of be more cooperative to make these fights. And 3, I think 3 is just getting rid of pay-per-view. I hate pay-per-view. I mean, there's a pay-per-view that's going to be on this weekend, and I just had to pay taxes. And now I'm like, damn, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to swing this fucking silly-ass pay-per-view. It's for whatever reason $45. So if it had to be my 3 wishes, I think it's make a unified sanctioning body so we have a real legit one champion. Get rid of pay-per-views unless it's like Lou said, like some fights kind of just are only feasible if you can get that extra loot. And then 3 is just better cooperation, because it definitely seems like there's animosity where some people just hold grudges against other people, really just let that get in the way, and then it causes politics to get in the way. I mean, look, like Khurtsidze is a good example, man. Poor guy was left, like he wasn't placed on the shelf, he was stuck in boxing.
He was accepting a step aside check, though. Let's keep it real. He can easily say no. Just all you got to do is say no. I guess so. But I still think that it's messed up that some fighters end up being put in boxing limbo because of the promoters. Be it as it may, that particular situation with step aside money, there are other fights that have, and other fighters who have been stuck, and it's not fair. Like, think of like certain careers like Bam Bam Rios, who was like put on the shelf for why?
And I just want to piggyback off your first point, Steven. If I have a dream,
he's not on the shelf. Top Rank dropped him.
Before that, he was on a shelf. Top Rank only put him on. They had him fight Mike Alvarado, and then they had him do an immediate rematch.
They offered him fights, and he didn't want them, so he sat his contract out.
I remember when he was on this show talking about that he was very unhappy with them because he didn't feel like they were trying to get him fights, not because that they were offering fights and him turning them down.
They weren't able to get him the fights that probably he wanted.
Well, maybe. Oh, you know what? I remember him saying that he wouldn't want to fight a fellow Cameron Duncan fighter, which, yeah, that was his own kind of weird thing.
You're already picking and choosing. But Matt, we caught you with something on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah. You know, because I want my 3 wishes out there too. So my first wish, I'm going to piggyback off of Steven, and I'm going to add a little bit more to it. Like there needs to be like an overarching sanctioning body, not just between like the WBC, IBF, and stuff like that, but also like the athletic commissions and like UCAD and these different sanctioning organizations across the world. You know, similar to like FIFA or something like that. Like there needs to be a singular body that runs everything and all these subsidiaries that run the regional scenes. And that's how it needs to be run, in my opinion.
I love that idea.
Number two, I think that a fighters union or association would help with a lot of things, because that automatically involves drug testing year-round, random drug testing. That automatically includes stuff like no exclusive contracts for networks. You know, that's one thing that would solve a lot of issues.
Those are wish lists here that you wish are in this fighters union contract. Let's just be clear. I could also throw
every union in sports has drug testing, has stuff like contracts, like non-exclusive contracts, non-predatory contracts, and stuff like that. An association or a union is very beneficial in a lot of ways, and there is a benchmark and a bottom for what they provide that would solve a lot of issues. Third, I like Lou's idea of like the idea of getting over the O, and I don't know how that happens because that's a cultural shift.
Dude, what are you talking about, bro? The world is over the O. A guy like Gabriel Rosado, dude, Gabriel Rosado is going to be talked about.
Fighters aren't over the O.
Time.
Fighters aren't over the O. Come on, man.
Fighters are not over it?
No, hell no. I don't think the fighters are over that O.
No, look, I haven't even thought about that side of it. I don't know. Fighters.
Fans I think have really never cared as much, at least the hardcores. You know, casuals may care in the Mayweather era, but like hardcores have never cared about that O. It's always been a fighter's mentality. Like, I need an O to be a star. I need an O to be a megastar, to be a Mayweather, to get that money. Because that was the precedent he set. So that's why.
Listen, I hear you. Look, so I'm going. I should stay in the fashion of not picking, but I don't think that. You know, I mean, even though we made up with the Porters, but I'll tell you, I got a story for you. Made up with one guy, lost another. I mean, it is crazy. The bigger we get, the harder it gets. The more the fighters listen, and the more that their feelings get hurt. Which this one is strange, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna get to it. So, yeah, I mean, who you guys have in the main event?
I mean, I feel like most people have Porter, right? Like
most.
Yeah, you know, and I know that Mario's working on an article about Andre Berto and like his legacy, and I don't want to. I don't want to.
Hit him with that Freddie Hernandez uppercut. You don't think he could just maybe no?
Berto is a Arturo Gatti, Diego Corrales level guy.
Diego, no, wow, but Diego, I like Diego.
Yeah, like I like Diego too, you know, and I like Arturo Gatti, but like he's somewhere in between those two guys. That's what Andre Berto is, and that's no discredit to him. He can beat really good guys. He can be a champion at times, but he's never going to be elite.
All right, so how does he have to
shown shades of elite?
How does he have to beat Porter so he could gain your respect again? You say, oh shit, he never lost a step.
Well, I mean, like if he just beat him, period, I would respect him. Like even if it's a close fight, like if he beat Porter, I'd be like, oh damn, you know, golf clap for you, Berto. Like that's some major props right there. That's a huge feather in your cap. But
he's like golf clap for you.
I know, wow.
I didn't mean that.
No wonder they're trying to beat us up in the media spots and shit, dude.
But
brutal, man.
But I think like if I had to figure out a way for Berto to actually beat Porter, it would be him to offset that pressure, that aggression by going out that side door, going off angle and throwing that uppercut, throwing those shots from weird sides and weird angles, and using that forward pressure on that center line that Shawn Porter does against him. I just don't know if he can do that for 12 rounds. I think Shawn Porter is a guy that bullies people. I think he's going to bully Andre Berto.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Although today when I was watching kind of like pre-fight things, I was starting to become more and more kind of aware of the fact that Berto does work best when he fights guys who are coming at him. And he's done well in the sense of guys it appears to be dominating a fight against him. but he lands that uppercut. He counters him pretty well, and he does have power. Like, his power has not gone away. There's never been signs that show that his power has gone away. It's just he'll fight really tough guys who are able to withstand it, and those are usually the guys who will kind of get away with the win. Or if you're like a Floyd Mayweather, you avoid it. But then you think about who he has knocked out with that power, and it's like a Victor Ortiz, a Freddie Hernandez, a Josito Lopez. And I believe all those guys got up from that. Josito Lopez, I remember being really upset that they stopped that fight because I thought Josito Lopez was still in it. Yeah, you can make the argument he would have got clipped like that again, but I didn't think that it was so much so that they needed to immediately stop the fight. So I think that Berto is definitely a live dog in this fight. He definitely has all the tools, man. He's strong guy, powerful, explosive, fast. It's just for whatever reason, he's never really been able to pull it all together to, like, what is his best win?
Damn, yo, whatever happened to style make fights? Now we're resorting to
Victor Ortiz.
Yo, we're going straight to Ness's old barometer. Who'd he beat? Who'd he beat? He didn't beat nobody.
I think the reason Porter's going to win is because Porter doesn't take anyone lightly. If it was another fighter, I would say Berto has a good chance of winning. But Porter, they just don't take anybody lightly. They come hard for everybody.
Even he said,
like, if this was Danny Garcia, like, I would
if it was Danny, I'd give Berto a big chance.
I would still pick Danny, but I would be like, Berto could clip him. Berto could, like, give him issues.
Yeah.
Danny Garcia is not a very
but then again, Danny doesn't come forward. Danny doesn't have that style where he would, like, that favors Berto. Danny's got that style that would stink Berto out.
Those styles wouldn't mesh well. That'd be an ugly looking fight.
Really
That's why Porter could maybe.
I don't think so, because Berto, I don't think so. Listen, when Berto doesn't have the fear of power or aggression, he is the leader. Think Quintana, think Janzavik, think Freddie Hernandez, think basically any fight. He's always the aggressor when there's no.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who's which guy? Which guy don't you know?
I know all of them, but, like, come on, like, that's his name to fame is that.
No, but we're not talking about who he beat. We're talking about him stinking out a fight with a counter puncher. So I don't think that he would stink it out with Garcia because he's the aggressor when he needs to be. But in fights like Guerrero, and this is the mistake that he's going to make this time, because no matter that Virgil Hunter is there, I don't think that, the hardest thing to do is think under pressure. You usually resort to what you know or your natural instinct. And the style of Shawn Porter is just suited for that, to make Berto not be able to think. Now, there's always the option that he thinks, I'm going to throw the uppercut, because Porter kind of leads with its head, almost like Chavez, just more educated than Chavez Jr., right? He does do the little Tyson bob, and he does double and triple on the jab, and he does the little stomp and goes forward. So it's a little more educated than Chavez, but he still can be walloped with an uppercut. And Berto is good at that. But, I mean, we seen what Guerrero's pressure did. And I think that, again, Porter's pressure is more educated. It's, even though we say time and time again on this show that he smothers his punches, I mean, are his shots more effective than Robert Guerrero's shots when he's on the inside? Just go back to that fight. Even though he swelled Berto's eyes up, the work wasn't really clean. It was just a rough fight. But even in that Janzavik fight, that fight was stopped on cuts. That was another guy that was coming on. I've always had that feeling that with Berto, he doesn't have the stamina. I remember the Luis Collazo fight. Like, man, and then, I mean, after beating a guy like Porter, if he can beat him on Saturday night, it makes no sense for he and Collazo to see each other. Not yet with Collazo just only beating a prospect. Maybe Collazo needs to do something, but that's a rematch that always needed to happen, unless Porter does what he said. He said he's going to finish this guy. So,
well, very quickly, I just want to address something you said there about the comparison of Shawn Porter's aggression with Robert Guerrero and how the connection rate, like Shawn Porter doesn't really connect as clean as maybe a Robert Guerrero does when he's coming forward and applying his pressure. But Robert Guerrero is way more hittable in his aggression than Shawn Porter is. Shawn Porter can negate his opponent's offense and his own offense, unfortunately, with his pressure. And as the guy going forward, smothering his opponent, he often wins rounds. Look at the Broner fight.
There.
I think
Smothering works for him.
Example of that. Both guys didn't land shots for rounds and rounds at a time, but Shawn Porter was winning rounds because he was the guy coming forward and smothering his opponent.
Yeah, but I think you misunderstood me. What I'm saying is that I think he's going to be able to land way more. That even though we think that he smothers himself, I think that he's still more educated on the inside than a Guerrero, so I think he'll be able to land more on the inside versus Berto. And I just feel like Berto's always standing very wide, almost like a V. His feet are always like in a V shape, and I feel like when Porter just rams him, he's gonna just stumble back, is what he always does. And I remember, Steven, when you were giving your analysis, you mentioned power and the fact that he does have power and the guys that he knocked out and yada yada yada. But I was in Cincinnati. I watched him. Now, some will argue and say maybe the Stephen Upshaw Chambers fight was a fight where he just got with Virgil Hunter and they had to mesh. Okay, but he hit that dude with everything. Everything. Now, I don't know, has he ever been knocked out or not? And then
I'm not sure about Upshaw.
Been knocked out once, from what I'm seeing, but he hit him with everything in Cincinnati at that Jim Broner fight. And I just feel like, listen, Upshaw and Porter are two different levels. So quickly, I'm going with Porter.
Yeah. Do you think that there's any chance that Porter goes in there and tries to box with Berto the first couple rounds? Because I feel like Berto can be outboxed relatively easy, especially because, like you said, he plants his feet. And if you look at that Victor Ortiz fight, like when Victor Ortiz outboxes you for 6 rounds, someone's got to raise a fucking red flag.
Well, we did an interview with him today, and what he told us is that Mayweather laid out the blueprint. So he did say footwork is the key, that Berto's Achilles heel is the footwork. So maybe he's going to try and do that. And we have seen Porter box, but I think that he's more suited in this particular fight because Berto just stands there and wants to be a counterpuncher, which means he's going to be less active. Porter's natural bulldozing style suits this particular fight. Hopefully he does it that way so he could Paulie Malignaggi him. That's the way I see this one playing out if he plays that strategy out to the T. Let's get to the co-main event, which everyone is saying should have been a main event. Jermell Charlo is going to be fighting Charles Hatley, the silver WBC champion versus the WBC champion in the 154-pound division. A division that Jermell, his brother, used to also have a title, IBF strap that he vacated and moved up. Hatley is from Texas, relatively unknown to us. You got to go on YouTube to see his fights. Or you might have caught him once, I think, on air. I'm not sure. My impression from meeting Hatley, he's smaller, both in height and thinner than Charlo. Those Charlo boys are big, but Jermell is smaller than Jermell, but obviously Jermell is the one cutting weight. So he's going to look leaner. There was definitely some drama at the press conference, but let me just tell you a little story.
Nez, do tell, please. Enlighten me about the drama, brother.
It's so weird, man. I mean, again, it's like a gift and a curse or bittersweet, right? Because you smile like, oh, wow, they're listening. But it always ends up negative. We get to the Marriott in Brooklyn where they're holding the final press conference. Mind you, Wednesday at the media workout, everything was marvelous. I even kissed and made up with Ken Porter, what seemed like he had plenty of jokes for me. He and I laughed and chit-chatted a lot. Me and Shawn talked. Everything was peachy keen. Jermell Charlo comes in with his whole entourage. Everything is great. I get bunch of time with all the fighters and just had a lovely day on Wednesday. Thursday, is the final press conference, which is today. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back to New York City. I'm going to go ahead and spend $20+ on the New Jersey Turnpike and the Holland Tunnel and the Battery Tunnel. And I'm going to go ahead and see these fighters who've never sold a pay-per-view. They don't do 1 million+ ratings. They don't sell 20,000 tickets in the East and in the West. They don't sell 50,000 in Texas. They probably haven't headlined a Las Vegas event outside of maybe the main event of this fight. Both Berto and Porter have, but not Charlo from what I can remember. But I say to myself, you know what? This is a great fight. Charlo is the future of boxing. I've been around here on this show for years talking these two twins up. So much people have called me hype gobbler or, propaganda master, And the minute that Jermell didn't look too good versus John Jackson, people got excited because that was supposed to be the boxer of the two brothers, and he looked a bit vulnerable. But just like in the Keith Thurman, Luis Collazo fight when he got hit to the body and people seen vulnerability, and I seen the exact opposite. I see the glass half full. I seen Jermell Charlo show that he is just like his brother Jamal, and he can land the power shot too. Now, some would argue, yeah, whatever, Ness, you're a fucking gobbler, propaganda master. Everyone knows John Jackson had a weak chin. Andy Lee did that already, but everyone also knows that Andy Lee is a power puncher and normally is losing fights and comes back from behind by knocking out a guy. So whatever, man. I say, I'm gonna go interview these guys. I get all spiffy, man. I'm looking nice. I said, I'm gonna get on camera this time since I did all these other interviews, guerrilla style. I'm gonna get on camera. I'm gonna sit down with these guys. These are my guys. I fucking love the Charlos, Porter, Berto. These are my guys. I walk in, I drive in to the Marriott, park at the bottom, take the elevator up, head out the lobby. Me and Alex Doomsday, we're just laughing it up. I'm higher than the motherfucker too, right? So I'm walking, we're just laughing it up. We're just, chit-chatting, seeing how we're going to, strategize, what we're going to do, how we're going to interview these guys, where we're going to sit at. And the minute we walk in, off the elevator, you got to hit the door. We hit that little side door, boom, and we open it. And now you can start to see the marble and all the beauty of the Marriott, right? We're following the signs for lobby, and now we're hearing voices. And when we come upon these voices, it happens to be Adam from New York City, Adam TBV, who obviously does a lot of work for us. He's going to be covering the fight with me Saturday. And he's engaged in what I see and can only categorize as a verbal debate. And
not an altercation, not a verbal altercation, verbal debate, spirited debate, passionate maybe?
Passionate conversation. Let's not even call it debate, but it's probably better categorized under debate. But it's with none other than Jermell Charlo, the 160-pound fighter now, the one that beat Austin Trout, had the beautiful uppercut win to Julian Williams. The guy we just did a show on, Matt, about Sebastian Highland and him, having that fight and being ranked number 2 and possibly, mandatory to Gennady Golovkin down the future. And when I walk in, bro, now mind you, I got to tell you, I'm looking spiffy because I want to get on camera, and so is Alex, but he's wearing a TBV sweater and a TBV fitted cap. So Adam is in there, and he's got on like a black shirt, and all I see is like the hands, right? And a very tall,
Oh, because you're East Coast. You guys talk with your hands like this all the time.
Yeah. You know, we're fucking.
That's the East Coast thing. Yeah.
For real, dude.
I see.
Like, I do it out here, and I get clowned. Like, who the fuck?
You almost
do
catch
you
a
think you
fade
are?
times when you're like talking to your homie because they're just like throwing their hands around. You have to duck and shit, bob and weave.
So I see this little blue denim baseball cap, and you know, I recognize obviously it's Jermell, and I'm like, dang, and all I can hear is, "You're a fucking hater. You a hater. You boxing voice. You a hater." So then when I turn the corner, it's hilarious, bro. When I turn the corner, remember Alex has the hat, so he points at Alex like, "Oh, you boxing voice too, man. Y'all some fucking haters." And he looks at me. He's like, "Oh, you a hater. You hated on me on the Austin Trout fight. You always hating on me. Every time I fight, you hate on." I'm like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about?" I said, "No, bro, no way. Dude, give me 5 minutes and I'll prove it to you." I said, "My shit is," and he's like, "Man, get away from me." So he started getting aggressive. Yo, so I walked to him, right? And his little Kanye shirt wearing dude, he got like a little flat top, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air flat top, but you know, he put the mark in it, right? So he's got like
the Tyson line?
Yeah, he's got the line, but it's going all the way around to edge out the flat top and shit. And he's wearing this grayish cream Kanye type long sweater with the holes, you know what I'm saying? Skinny jeaned out. Weighing like Matthew, aka the hipster hunter weight. You feel me?
A full 126 wet.
No, I've been next to Charlo. That motherfucker is huge. Okay, like he's way bigger than me.
This dude.
No, he's talking about a little guy that was rolling with Charlo, right?
Oh, okay.
The entourage. You know, it's always an entourage. So,
so
he jumps in the middle of me and Charlo like fucking crossing guard in the high school way. Whoa. He's like, "Yo, chill, bro. Chill." I'm like, "What? I'm not even saying nothing." So all you hear Charles like, "Man, get away from me. Your word is born. Get away from me." So I'm like, "Yo, what did I do?" And all he keeps saying is this Austin Trout fight. No clue. Now, mind you, I don't even remember ever saying anything wrong about this dude because I could have sworn that I, big both of them up. So after that, it was very awkward. Now, I'm thinking this is a personal attack. I go up the steps, well, actually an escalator, and Kelly Swanson is there with Lisa Milner, the two, obviously, president and vice president of Swanson Communications, and they're just grinning at me, like, grinning. And I'm like, "Yo, what the hell is going on?" She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Jermell just snapped on me." And she's like, "Oh, he did it to you too?" He's doing it to everybody. So I get in the press conference. I see Derek James there. We immediately start the chit chat, and I'm talking to him about it, But he doesn't have a relationship. You would think that they do, but the Charlos have been very split. One resides in two different states right now at the moment, and even Jermell was training in Tengusen in LA and then back in Texas. Jermell was just off somewhere else, and when he does train, it's in Texas, but in a different part with Ronnie Shields at the Plex gym. So there was definitely, outside of that drama, they continue with those antics, though. It's very funny. All this can be, not all of it, but it could actually be at least fact-checked with Jermell's announcement when he got to the podium, right? He first obviously addressed everyone that he needed to address, including Hatley, and then he just spoke about the media. And he specifically said, like, the media can't get mad if him or his brother do not want to do interviews with him. Now, mind you, I have no clue. I mean, I'm taking it obviously personal after what Jermell said, but I don't understand why Jermell is saying this when he and I had like plenty of conversation the day before. And the third brother, there's a third brother that you guys don't get to see.
Like the third Manning, crazy.
Yeah. So, he just went into how him and his brother feel that they are disrespected throughout the boxing media, that they do not get the credit that they deserve, that they were two brothers that were two champions at the same time, and people act like if there's nothing, And he said, you know, for writers and journalists, and he was like podcasters. Yeah. It was crazy, right? And so, yeah, he's basically wants his respect. So then Hatley takes up to the stage and he's like, look, I feel like I don't get respect either. So when y'all scraping him up off the floor, that's when y'all gonna respect me. It got heated in there. The two teams definitely wanted to go at each other. One, Hatley's team was calling out Jermell Charlo, because Jermell obviously was there too. And, it was calling out that team. And it's like, no, I could fight you. So it was like, yo, they were sizing each other up from across the ballroom, right? All that was in between them was obviously chairs for the press conference. But both teams were off to the side of each side wall because both guys were, left and to the right. And it got very it got pretty intense in there, Sam Watson himself had to kind of talk to everybody, get him to calm down. But the interesting thing is that even though, we as panelists might not know much about Hatley, they all do, like all of them. When Berto took to the podium and Porter and Ken Porter, Shawn, all of them, everyone mentioned how sad they were that this fight was on the undercard instead of its own card so that they could see it more freely because they feel it's going to be such an entertaining fight. I had guys coming up to me from Gleason's gym, bro, saying that Hatley's going to knock out Jermell. Now, obviously, all things aside, what took place, I don't care, man. Look, I don't even understand how Jamal could feel that way when I've been like his number one cheerleader, but it is what it is. I'm not going to let that sidetrack my opinion. I still think that Jermell will win, but remember, that's based on never seeing Hatley. But, the guys that I want to talk to are the JDs of the world that have sparred Hatley. And can he let me know, is Hatley going to upset Jermell? I'm still going to go with Jermell based on his boxing talent. Working now with Derek James, the trainer of Earl Spence, for now 3 fights, having this full camp with Earl Spence, saying that he feels that he's on a different level after being able to spar with Spence. I have a quote from Derek James, the trainer of Earl Spence, that says, if you don't, you either get better or get beat up by Earl in camp. Outside of Jermell, who's a 154-pounder, I know you're thinking to yourself, yo, but he's sparring a welter. Remember that Earl is like 170 in camp. And probably right now he's probably at 165, but who knows, right? Also, Robert Brand is there, the middleweight that is the mandatory challenger to Toyota Corolla versus Hassan M. Dam, Toyota Corolla. And who else they were sparring? Daquan Arnett. And when I interviewed Jermell, that he said that he spoke about specifically about the sparring and the guys pushing him and this being his best camp and, him really experiencing all different levels of sparring because he also went to LA to Tengusen. So I'm gonna go with him. Again, Hatley is like one of those gym myths, right?
Yeah, and I think that I'm obviously going Jermell as well. I haven't seen Charles Hatley as much. I've seen some highlights and stuff like that. Nothing enough to show me that he can beat Charlo. Charlo's contended with some decent guys, some top guys, and I think that, like you said, Jermell's the bigger guy. He's the longer range. I think he's going to just stick that jab out, land that right hand at will, and he's going to call it a night probably in the 7th to the 9th round, somewhere around there, because Charlos usually have a very methodical pace. But it's interesting that the Charlos don't really like us, because I'm pretty sure I was one of the people that said that Jermell Charlo will give Triple G a tougher fight than Daniel Jacobs.
Me too, dude. The day before,
it's just interesting. It's just interesting.
The day before, me and the brothers were saying that. We were having that conversation off camera about like how, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, like, with everyone else, Thomas Hauser, if you read books, if you're older than most, you know who Thomas Hauser is, how respected of a writer he is, the amount of time that he spent in boxing. He was shut down. Michael Coppinger shut down. Everyone was shut down.
Hauser was?
Yeah.
One of the most respectable journalists.
Who shut him down?
Jamal, not Jermell. Jermell still did his interviews, but Jamal was there in support of his brother, and he was not talking to anyone.
Damn. Do you think that maybe this entire kind of like
but keep in mind,
is
whatever took place with me, it wasn't like I was asking him for shit. I was just walking in the building.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think maybe this is just their way of kind of getting attention and using? Because like the best way to get the media to write about you is to attack the media, because then the media is going to write and talk about it.
And to piggyback off of that, Steven, like Jamal was the enemy when he fought J-Rock. When he beat J-Rock and there wasn't that handshake, the crowd booed more than I've ever heard a live crowd booed in my entire life of going to combat sports events.
So then you think they're missing that?
And I mentioned on the show that Jamal should use that and become the bad guy. Like sell yourself that way. Like you have an image almost like the Migos or something like that. You know, he dresses a certain way that certain people aren't going to like. That's just a fact. And it doesn't matter because this is the game of prize fighting. Make money, sell yourself as a brand, be the bad guy, because that's what it seems that he is accepting, and go out there and knock people out, which is what he's doing. And I don't know why they don't like us, but it's whatever. You know, they don't have to like us.
I'm starting to think maybe it's not that. I really do think it's just a really good way of gaining attention, because to just start.
It is a good way.
I mean, for almost no apparent reason, because I think from what I read, mostly everyone seemed really impressed by both of their last two performances. So, I mean, you could nitpick here and there, but at the end of the day, they won spectacularly.
Dude, he was specific about the Trout fight. I have no clue.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense. He put a great showing, and people gave him credit for that, and that was a good win.
And very quickly, like the idea of like what will sell yourself. You either do like the Floyd Mayweather route of where every camera, whether it's a camera phone or it's ESPN or whatever, it's all the same. You're going to give out quotes and headlines for every camera that comes across your way. That's how Floyd Mayweather became so big. He was everywhere. Or you do the route.
I don't agree with that.
The route that Steven does.
Agree with that. Mayweather did not do that. Mayweather did not do that.
Yes, he did. And the
Mayweather
media
was very selective about who he dealt with. What are you talking about?
Dude, come on. How many TMZ videos came out of Mayweather just from him walking and somebody had a camera phone and they videotaped it and then they sold it to TMZ? That's what he did. He treated every camera that came across his way with something. He gave off a headline every time. Come on.
I don't know what years we're talking, but all right. I mean, that's, you know.
Or you do what Steven said and you make the media an enemy because then they end up talking about you like we are right now.
Yeah, if he wants a reason to hate, I'll give him one. I'm picking Hatley just because I got a really funny picture of a time when I met the Charlo brothers in Vegas, and we were out there for, I don't know, it was me and my girl and a couple of our friends.
I bet you're going to give me a douchebag story because I hear they don't take pictures.
Well, no, I mean, they take pictures, but it's like, I probably told the story on the show before, but it's like they'll take the pictures with the girls in your crew. They ain't going to take a picture with you and the crew. You know what I mean? So, like, there's a really funny picture of me trying to be like, hey, I want to be in it too. But they're, like, blocking me out kind of like thing. But their arms around, like, my old roommate and, like, my girl. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to root against you next time. So, like, I think they're great fighters. I like watching them fight. I think they really are talents that could really challenge a lot of the other best in their divisions. Like, I don't think Canelo really wants to have to deal with them unless he would have to deal with them.
So wait,
he were to stay at 154.
You're actually picking Hatley?
Yeah, out of disrespect, like if Charlo wants a reason to hate, I'll give him one. I'm picking Hatley.
Yo, this is why I be getting.
This is why the haters. It's all Steven's
this is why
fault.
they be trying to jump me, bro.
It was Steven back in the Austin Trout fight that fucked us over. Guaranteed.
No, I'm telling you, it was probably, you know, one of the former people. I'm telling you, because I do not ever remember talking shit, you know. Like, I'm not going to choose
I checked our picks, actually. I went back and checked our picks because I log all of our picks. You picked Charlo in both of their last fights. Like,
dude, I mean, it's just some bullshit. Whatever. Listen, you know what I told myself? If they're listening, it's for a reason. And, yeah, man, like what? Not everybody didn't love Howard Stern, and everybody doesn't love Charlemagne the God, man. If I got to be the Charlemagne of boxing, so be it. I don't know what I did particularly to him because, again,
You're going to call Lil Yachty a whack rapper?
you know, or a whack boxer, maybe we could call him. But Oscar Valdez, Gilberto Ramirez, Shakur Stevenson, who we're going to have on the show, and Jessie Magdelano, who we're also going to have on the show. are all going to be on a pay-per-view the same day as Berto, Porter, Jermell Charlo versus Hatley. Oscar is in versus Mariaga. I'm interested in that fight. Magdelano's fighting someone I've never heard of. Gilberto's fighting someone I've never heard of. And obviously Shakur, which is quite okay as a pro debut, is fighting, I don't even know who. I don't know who. But yeah, how excited are you to buy this pay-per-view, Matt? You're the hipster. You must be like, because hipsters usually.
Dude, okay, you know what? I'm gonna yell at you right now. Not really yell at you, but I'm gonna be upset with you because I wanted to be credentialed for this fight. It's at the StubHub. You gave it to Shawn, and now I have to buy this shit. That was gonna be my way of not having to buy this pay-per-view, was getting credentialed and going to the fight.
Shawn gets great video though.
So he does. I know Shawn's the best. Shawn's one of the best.
And what's awesome is I swear his hair is like trademark. Like fighters see him and see his hair. Like, that guy knows his shit.
Did you check out his interviews with Joseph Parker over this days?
Some good interviews. But just to digress, I think that this pay-per-view it sucks, man. The fact that it's pay-per-view makes it suck. This card is decent. If this was on HBO World Championship of Boxing, none of us would be complaining. We get Jessie, Magdelano, Gilberto, Ramirez, and Oscar Valdez all on the same card with a silver medal Olympian champion having a pro debut. That's a great card. But then you add on the $45 paywall, and then it becomes something else. I'm going to kind of leave that alone because it is what it is. I think we all sort of know what that is. But to get to these fights, Oscar Valdez is actually in a tougher fight than I think a lot of people think. Mariaga gave Nicholas Walters a tough fight. I think he can give Oscar Valdez a very tough fight. But I'm still going to pick Oscar Valdez. I think Oscar Valdez has a ton of potential in the sport. I think he's going to eventually wear him down and get a late round TKO finish, probably like the 10th or the 11th round. Gilberto Ramirez and Jessie Magdelano, they're pretty much in showcases. So I picked them to win by KO or TKO in the first 7 rounds. Shakur Stevenson, I really don't know who he's fighting, obviously, because it's his pro debut and they usually don't give out names. But I'm obviously going to pick him to win as well. We're going to have him later on and interview him. I can't wait to talk to him about his pro debut and everything going on in the sport. He's just a very interesting guy if you follow him on Twitter. But it is a good card, but not good for pay-per-view. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, dude, I 1000% agree with you that if this card was not on pay-per-view, and it would be an amazing show. However, I do really enjoy the different platforms that, like I said earlier in the beginning of the show, I like having multiple platforms to watch fights. I think it's really cool, and I think it's a great way to kind of maybe gain outside attention, like streaming them on Twitter, for example. I thought that was really, if they could work out the kinks, I think it could work really well and really help push the sport forward going in with this new kind of age. And this fight, to tell you the truth, I was talking over you. Being a pay-per-view really sucks, but it's just the fact that it's $45. That used to be the standard pay-per-view price back in the day when it was legit pay-per-view fights. Being $45 for this card seems a little too high. If it was smaller, if it was maybe like, I don't want to say it because I know they listen to the show and we're going to give them ideas, but still, if it was like $25, $24.95 as opposed to $44.95, then I'd probably swing it. But the thing is, it's being built. It really doesn't have that luster to be billed as a legitimate pay-per-view. There are names that are on this card, but none of the names are fighting each other. So it takes away from the incentive to want to buy. Not to mention, they have almost zero type of promotion for this. Where have they been promoting this? On their Twitter feed? That's it. So it's like you take a Crawford Postal fight that was promoted on HBO, and then you get the hardcores who are they're real fans and they all come out to buy it, and then you see that number. But now it's like, okay, the only people who are gonna buy this are people who are fans of the three amigos, as Bob Arum likes to call them, right? So how I don't understand. I'm not seeing them making a lot of money, and I'm really curious as to how much money they think is enough to kind of to make it a successful show.
What's the over and under on pay-per-view buys?
I I think less than 25.
Ooh, I'm gonna throw out a number over and under 15,000 pay-per-view buys over and under.
I think over 15, less than 25.
Ness?
I mean, do the math though. Like, can they make money at that 15,000? Is that enough?
No, that's why I think that it's silly that they're making it $45. If it was like $25, they would make some money. But again, like, dude, fucking, like I said, I was telling Matt earlier, I just paid taxes. I just paid taxes yesterday, brother. I don't have fucking like $45 to just be shelling out for anything. You know what I mean? And how many other people might be in that same situation, dude? You think about like, this is the time of year where people consider, where am I spending my money? And do I want to be spending my money on these type of events? Maybe for a live ticket, yeah, $45 is great for this type of fight.
And it's on a weekend of so many fights. There's a UFC fight. There's a Showtime card. Like, there's so many other quality fights to watch that you don't have to pay $45. And I'll be honest, Steven, I don't think if this was priced at $10, I don't think it would affect the buy rate. I'll be honest. I think these people these names are just not big enough yet for pay-per-view. Like, pay-per-view was never meant for guys of this level of stardom. It just wasn't.
Well, they would have had at least one more buy because I would have bought it for $10. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep it G. I'm going to cover Porter and Berto and all those guys. So I'm not paying for this. But hey, don't be mad, Bob. I'm not paying for Martin Murray versus Rosado either, you know. And it's a fight I want to see, but you know, I want to see Shakur Stevens. I want to see how good he looks as a pro, you know. I want to see how Valdez does versus Marriaga because we know how Marriaga did versus Walters. You know, Magdelano, look, I'll keep watching him. I used to always watch him, you know. When Top Rank first was pushing him heavy, I was always paying attention. You know, I got an interview with Magdelano, dude, in Las Vegas when he was training with Ismael Salas, Matt, where he says he wants Rigondeaux back then. And this is Rigondeaux's division. So interesting to hear what he says when we get him on the show later. But look, the moral of this particular topic, number 3, Top Rank's pay-per-view, the 3 amigos, I want to see them, but I cannot afford to pay for them. Martin Murray and Gabriel Rosado, it sounds like a fun fight. I want to say that Rosado should win because for one reason, Martin Murray was at 160, moved up after losing to Gennady, moved up to 68. Now he's moving back down to 60, no catch weight. And he's not a big puncher. He's never been a big puncher. He couldn't even knock out Felix Stern. You know, the hipster could throw sound bites all he wants, but someone named Matthew Hunter, please give me Martin Murray's biggest win.
Dude, he lost to George Groves. I remember when he lost to George Groves at 160. I was like, yeah, granted, he gets the he moved up in weight. Yeah, he moved up in weight, so I guess you give him a minor pass. But let's be real, George Groves is not the George Groves that he was.
Top 10 at 168. What are you talking about?
Because there's no one else there. Because there's no one else there.
Oh my God. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I'll digress from Steven's ridiculous points that he was making and Ness's ridiculous points that he was making. Martin Murray is the bigger guy, longer reach. He is tougher than Gabriel Rosado. He lasted 11 rounds with Triple G, and he wasn't knocked out. Like, it was just a...
Bro, Rosado was stepped on cuts. You can't... Okay, so I don't think Martin Murray's got the power to rip...
He's stopped on cuts in this fight, too.
Martin Murray opening up any cuts on Gabriel Rosado.
You don't see him opening up cuts?
Gabriel Rosado is like the old Chuck Wepner. You know, he'd probably start bleeding before the fight even started because he's so good. But I mean, I think if
Martin Murray is going to land that jab at will, he's going to use that European style and land a ton of volume on Gabriel Rosado.
I think he's going to be more defensive. I think Murray's going to be more defensive.
I love Gabriel Rosado. He's entertaining as hell. Great character. I've met him a couple times. Very nice guy. But this is a fight against an opponent that's just too big for him. If Gabriel Rosado was serious about his career, then I think he should trim up and go back down to 154. I think that's possible.
I don't know, man. Yeah,
and he could have success down there, but against a guy that is a 160 pounder, a 168 pounder who's big. Martin Murray's massive and has fought tons of elite level competition and lasted against them. I feel like this fight's going to either go the distance or it's going to be stopped on cuts by one of them. And it's going to be a great fight. And I'll be honest, because of the nature of Martin Murray, Gabriel Rosado could win this fight hands down. It's almost a 50-50 fight. Like, I'll be completely honest. But you add the factor of size and reach, where guys are comparable in terms of skill. I think those intangibles or X factors will play a bigger factor than what you guys are letting on.
I think moving up in weight after losing devastatingly like he did, and then finding out you're no good, you don't have a good advantage up there either, and then dropping back down after shows that you're in a part of your career where you can only do so well against a certain type of opponent. And say what you will about Gabe Rosado, a lot of people will consider him like, a gatekeeper at best, but Gabe Rosado is a tough SOB. And if you don't belong,
he's a gamer.
He's always. You don't belong in that
gamer. Yo,
he's like Andre Berto. He's like Andre Berto to me.
Well, I don't even think
at this stage of their careers, they're almost equal in terms of where they're at, in my opinion.
I just think you're holding Martin Murray at a very high regard. We got to remember he did suffer that Gennady fight. He went 10 rounds with Gennady. We'll see, man. I mean, look, Gabe is not no world beater, but at least he can move. And if he sticks to the game plan, he got back with Billy Briscoe. If you're interested in checking out a 24/7 style video with Gabe Rosado leading up to this fight, head on over to ThaBoxingVoice.com/videos or to The Boxing Voice YouTube. We did some great work with Enrique Church and Alex Doomsday on Rosado out in Philadelphia. Yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Rosado. I mean, I think this is a 50-50, maybe even 60-40 Rosado's way. I think he's slicker. He's been in with the better opposition by far. I mean, outside of Murray losing to Golovkin, Rosado has fought consistently better opposition. Like,
what about Sergio Martinez?
Yo, that's one dude. Like, look,
he's got George Groves. I mean, Arthur Abraham was champ at the time.
All right, keep going. And look at these names: Gennady, Quillin, right? J. Leon Love, Jermell Charlo, and I don't even got BoxRec. Open up BoxRec and tell me how many top 10 fucking fighters he fought. Stop disrespecting him. Alfredo Angulo's in there. He probably fought Fernando Guerrero back in the day. Stop it, dude. This kid's been
he's fought everyone. Yes.
Modern day Rocky Balboa, and he's got more experience than Martin Murray. Martin Murray, you already know he's high guard Euro, bro. This guy's gonna get hit.
Gabriel Rosado can get sucked into fights that are not advantageous to him.
But Murray don't got the power to break that skin.
When you have that much scar tissue, your skin gets cut open very easily. Both guys are gonna get cut open in this fight within the first 3 rounds, guaranteed.
I think it goes the distance, and I think Rosado ekes it out. I think Rosado ekes out distance because, like Ness said, the whole time when he fought Golovkin, which is a fight that I actually seen all of it, he was like this the whole time. Or I think I seen the Martinez fight too. In the Martinez fight, he was a much more active, but that was more of the decline of Martinez so much as it was the ability of Murray. Murray was just pressing the action because the guy was old. Rosado, Warren Torres, he may be, he's not old. Rosado's always been an active fighter. And he's always active when he fights. So I think Rosado's going to definitely get the decision.
Let's jump out to some calls. We're going to go to Blackface in the UK. Talk to us.
Yeah, respect to everyone listening in the past, present, or future. Currently 1:33 in the AM over here in the UK. Staying up to listen late. First of all, I just want to say, fuck HBO YouTube, who decided that my people over here in the UK are not worthy of a view on their YouTube channel. I can no longer watch HBO related YouTube videos. It's blocked in the UK, which is pure bullshit.
But that's the same for us over here in the US when it comes to like Box Nation or Sky Sports.
But it never was like that. It's only just
no. But Blackface is right. We get to use. I get to see Sky Sports YouTube channel and Box Nation YouTube channel.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Twitter. My bad. YouTube I am, but Twitter I'm not.
In regards to the 3 wishes that you're talking about, I haven't got 3, but I've got 1 wish. I would like to see ex-boxers to become referees. I think that'll give referees a different perspective in regards to they will know what it's like to be in the ring as a fighter as well. I don't know if any ex-boxers have ever become a referee, but I think that'll be good to see. But
I got 2 words for you. Joe Walcott. And if you go back and he's got that amazing highlight reel of a referee job when Muhammad Ali stopped Sonny Liston the first minute of the first round. Dude had no idea what to do. He was looking everywhere. I think it was the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine at the time who was like, yeah, Walcott, the fight's done. And Walcott's like, oh, okay, done. So it's not some fighters have done it well historically. It hasn't been done in a long time.
Okay, well, I'll bear that in mind. In regards to my picks, I'm picking Berto. I don't like Kenny Porter at all. I don't like the way he presents himself in the ring. He reminds me of he's just a modern day Prognikov. He makes you work hard for your win, but I think anyone with any decent boxing skills, Kenny Porter will be easy to beat. I just don't like the way he carries himself in his interviews. I don't like how wide his nose is. Looks like he has to blow his nose with bed sheets. I just don't like the way he just carries himself. Anything. I was watching an interview the other day. His nose looks like one of the ghosts from Pac-Man. But I ain't gonna keep roasting him this late in the morning. I'm about to go to bed shortly. But yeah, them are the only picks that I'm gonna be making at the moment. What else? I'll pick Charlo, and I'll also pick Mario Rosado. I'll go with Rosado in that one. I think Rosado's a better boxer, but it's probably going to be a bloodfest. But it should be a good fight. I'll definitely be tuning in for that. So yeah, that's my call. If you can't be used, then you're useless.
Blackface, good call. You know the number to call in and voice your opinion just like Blackface on our many topics. We want your predictions on Berto versus Porter and Jermell Charlo versus Charles Hatley. Obviously, we want your picks, which I'm going to make mine. I'm going all A sides, right? All A sides on the top ranked pay-per-view. Valdez, Magdelano, Stevenson, and somebody's missing. Oh, Ramirez. And we obviously want your thoughts on Murray and Rosado as well. We're going to go out to the phone lines. The number 1425-569-5241. Press 1 if you want to voice your opinion. You want to give us your breakdown and your preview of this weekend's fights and headlines. Do so by pressing 1 just one time. If you want to call us internationally, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype by going to Skype and adding NESTORGIBBS. We're going out to our alumni. Mr. Info Joe.
Mr. Info Joe.
Tell them the truth, Joe. Tell them the truth.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Tell them the truth, Joe. Tell them the truth.
Well, it ain't no show without Info Joe. What's up, boxing boys? What up, Matt? What up, Steven? What up, Ness?
What up, Joe?
Oh, happy 420 day. Happy 420 day, brother.
How you celebrating, Joe?
Likewise.
Hey, man, I got a nice King Louis. I just rolled it up in the doobie. Hey, man, I just want to say great interview, man, with Lou DiBella, man. I'm a fan of this guy. I took a picture with him when I was in Brooklyn. I'm about to frame it and hang it on the wall in my garage now. Man, the dude was on fire. I almost agree with 95% of everything he said, man. The guy is the truth. As far as this weekend's fights, give me all the A side for the top rank. I hope Shakur Stevenson looks good, man. His first pro debut, man. Hope ain't no glitches and shit like that going on. And I'm going to go with the underdog, man. I'm going to go with Gabriel Rosado, man. I'm going to roll it with you, Ness. And, Ness, man, as far as the haters, man, if when you get on top of your game like you are, man, you always going to have haters, bro. Just keep pushing and putting in that work. I enjoyed all the videos that you did at the press conferences at Gleason's gym. And keep putting in that work, man. TBV pound for pound #1 without a doubt. Far as Porter and Berto, I think it's going to be a action-packed fight. I'm going to pick Porter. That's that bud, man. I'm going to pick Porter to win by mugging. You know what I'm saying? But Berto, I like both guys. I met both guys before, man. They're real cool guys, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if Berto pulled off an upset, though. But I'm picking Porter by mugging. As far as the Texas Showdown, I'm going to ask you, man, are they from two different parts of Texas? And is there a rivalry like Houston and Dallas or something like that, or what?
Yeah.
Well, they know each other, man. They know each other. If you want, man, if you have the time, definitely go to our YouTube channel. Check out the press conference because it's interesting. They all know each other. Like, you know, Ken knows Charlo's and his uncles and everyone that's in that press conference. The same way that he knows, you know, Hatley and everyone that is with Team Hatley and Berto and all those guys, man. He said a story about how he rapped or put the gloves on for Berto in one of his tournaments that Berto didn't even remember. So, yeah, man, there's a lot of crazy, too, how just imagine a couple of guys that they all knew each other from the amateurs. They actually all made it pro and all made it to the big stage. So, you know, Cinderella story for sure.
Wow. Also put me down for my fine Puerto Rican princess out there in the NYC.
Whoa. Don't you dare do that. Don't you dare do that. You don't even know. She's fighting a Dominican, bruh. She's fighting a Dominican from the capital.
Dude, I wanted to ask Lou DiBella about that. I asked him if she was gonna come back if she won, and Lou was like, yeah, she'll he said yes, that she would be back on a network cable.
Who? Serrano might get knocked out, bruh.
Dude, Serrano's got power. She'll knock that.
Let me tell you,
knocking that girl into a coma, dude.
Find her name for me so I could speak.
Yeah, right, bro. Like I'm gonna look up your Dominican girl. Yeah, right, bro. Look at her.
No, it's like Santos or something like that. I think or Santa,
it is
like Dina Santa, something like that. But the point is this, bro. I had an entire interview. I should have recorded it for all my people that love to hear me speak Spanish, but I was just naturally intrigued. You know, right off the bat, you know I'm biased in the sense that I feel all Dominicans that train in the Dominican Republic automatically have a disadvantage. If you're not well off, it is very difficult to eat. Bottom line, it is a true blue third world country. So it's already tough to eat, and
so she has no excuses not making weight, is what you're telling me.
For sure, if you want to look at it like that, for sure, no excuse to make weight. But funny you bring that up, and this is what I want to tell everybody before they go in here picking a favorite just based off beauty and seeing her on TV. Not to say that Diana Santa is good at all. I don't know anything fucking about her besides the conversation that I had in depth, which gave us all some new insight. Which is this. Steven, check the weight of Serrano's last fight. And when you get the answer, do the math because they're fighting at 118 now. Tell me how many pounds she's dropping just to take this fight.
At least 4 because her last fight was at super bantamweight and this fight is at bantamweight and that's a 4-pound difference.
Check it again. You go on a box track, you signed in because
I have to sign in.
Sign in because according to Santana, she's heavier than Santana. Santana is also coming down in weight from a higher weight, but she's coming down less pounds than Serrano. And she knows Serrano very well because Serrano's resume, Steven could attest once he double checks, is built up in the Dominican Republic. So they do have some familiarities with each other, right? So here's the twist. Serrano is Steven can double check, 4-time division champion, but so is Diana Santana. So they're both trying to make history. But again, we know nothing of Santana. What could I tell you about how she looked physically? Physically, she looked to be okay, to be 2 days out or one day out from weigh-in night, right? She has 8 losses, though. 14 wins. 14 of those, she has 8 losses, but 35 wins, 14 by way of knockout. So I don't know what that means. Her last fight, she lost. So is she in here to lose and she could just talk a good game? I don't know, but I still wanted to give you the facts, which is both women are coming down in weight. Both women are 3- and 4-time division champions. But you only know one, right? You've only seen one on TV. I've never heard of Diana Santa until today. That being said, we're going to go out to some more alumni because they're packing in. Fight Doc.
Don't even respect your ass. That's why it's time for the doctor to check your ass, nigga.
What's going on, gentlemen? Fight Doctor in the house on Rick James status, as always.
Fight Doc, what up?
Gentlemen? Chilling. Listen, earlier somebody made a comparison between Andre Berto and Diego Corrales. And I think that's very unfair. I don't think you guys remember how highly regarded Corrales was in his prime. In fact,
well, Matt said that
leading up.
Maybe you should just tell him he don't know shit about boxing.
Well,
Matt said that.
Well, I don't think there are any comparisons to be drawn between Corrales and Berto. I mean, look at Corrales' resume. Okay, he has the knockout win over Jose Castillo.
Fight Doctor. Go back and listen to the tape. I said he's in between Arturo Gatti and Diego Corrales. That was my statement.
Yeah, listen, I don't even know that that's true, okay? Because, look, Arturo Gatti wasn't the most skilled guy, but his heart and his determination and his stick-to-itiveness and his ability to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. I mean, honestly, yeah, that comparison was just way off. Because
I'm not talking about heart, though.
I appreciate Andre.
Way too deep into it, man. It's a very surface level comparison of the level of where they've been in their career and the level of talent and skill that they display.
I'm not sure where Andre Berto is in his career right now, but I don't think that he's ever been as beloved a fighter as Arturo Gatti is. Now, in terms of skill, yeah, there might be. Honestly, I don't even know. I mean, yeah, that comparison is way off. Honestly, just way off.
You're gonna make picks, or you just want to?
In his heyday,
you want to bring up a comparison? You bring up a fighter to compare Berto to. Bring up a better one.
Well, I mean, honestly, I would compare Berto to a guy like I was gonna say, I don't know, Vivian Harris. You know, a guy who's good, but it makes a little noise, but wasn't good enough to really, compete with the top. So, listen, 20 years from now, people will be talking about Arturo Gatti and Diego Corrales. Nobody's gonna give a shit about Andre Berto, okay? And that's not a knock on the guy. I follow Berto.
Yo, Fight Doctor. How the hell do you throw Diego Corrales' name? Oh, you said Diego. No, Diego's the one that lost to Thurman. Like, how are you gonna say just put him in the same category as Arturo Gatti? Why?
Well, that's the question I'm asking. You can't I don't think you can compare Berto to guys like Gatti and Corrales. You just can't. And I don't think it's fair to them.
But he
to
didn't
say that
say
a guy like Berto is
Corrales.
between them.
Yo, he didn't say Corrales. He said Diego Chavez.
No. I said Diego Corrales.
Oh.
No. I did say Diego Corrales.
You said Corrales, man?
I did say Diego Corrales. I said in between. I did not say he is like Diego Corrales. I said he is in between the level of skill between a Arturo Gatti, who is not the most skillful boxer, and a Diego Corrales, who was a skillful boxer, but was not.
Listen, how do you define skill? Because again,
we got to come back to you, fight Doc. We got to come back to you.
You want me to just rant about like the technique that they display? I can, but we have a time limit on the show. We can only do so long. So, sorry.
Can we not, please? Can we not? How you doing, fellas? Happy 420.
What up? What up?
Okay, so I haven't made a decision yet. Nah, I'm lying. Honestly, I'm not really that excited for the Berto versus Porter fight. I actually wanted to go because I wanted to see Charlo, and I also wanted to see the Serrano sister, Amanda. So,
Monster.
You finally did it. You finally chased her off with sound bites.
That was the one. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
She's like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
No, she dropped off. She got that Metro service. Monster.
Let's go back to her.
All right. Text her. We're going to Santiago.
Hey guys, what's up? Got a really packed weekend of fights to look forward to today. We got Showtime. We've got the international cards. We've got the ESPN card today, so it's going to be a fun day today. My picks are going to be Porter by decision. I think it's going to be a fun fight, and I definitely think that Berto does have a good chance of winning against Porter if he can catch him with the counter uppercuts when Porter tries to rush him or bully him, because, you know, it is his best punch in my opinion. So it should be a fun fight to watch. I'm obviously going to go with Charlo to beat Hatley. That should also be a fun fight, but I don't think it's going to be as fun. And obviously everyone has to take the A sides for the top rank card. I can't see any way that this isn't a showcase card. And honestly, I am very peeved at the fact that it's a pay-per-view. You know, it's a disservice to the fighters since the way that they get to be shown to the general public. Because, like, if this wasn't on pay-per-view, everyone will be talking about this fight. I found out about it on an Instagram page once, and that's it. I'm going to be siding with Martin Murray against Gabriel Rosado. I think that because Gabriel Rosado has been in with such consistently tough competition, it's taken a toll on his body and definitely on his ability to withstand cuts. Because believe you me, once you've taken as many lacerations as Gabriel Rosado has, it will not take much to cut you up, even if you don't have power. It's as simple as that. So I feel like it'll probably be going the distance, maybe an 11th round stoppage on cuts for Martin Murray. As always, any questions you guys might have about any of the topics at hand, feel free.
Yeah,
to
I got a
ask.
question.
Otherwise,
I got a question. What's Martin Murray's biggest win?
Honestly, I can't tell you off the top of my head what his biggest win is, but that to me is an irrelevant statement when you really look at just how much wear and tear a guy like Gabriel Rosado has, having faced the consistent opposition that he has in his career. How much more does he really have to withstand at the end of the day is the question you have to ask yourself for that guy.
The saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
I love that soundbite. I love that Bronx Tale soundbite. That's the fucking best.
That is one of the best sound bites we have.
I want to know who you giving all these coins to, bro. You just throwing coins out like it's nothing.
Man, dude, come on, man. Murray is gonna win this, so I have to throw out coins. You know,
No,
see,
you got-
the
first of-
only
first
person
of all-
that's called in that's
You
made
guys,
the
you
pick.
guys are like TV boxing buddy watchers, and you're picking the same person. Like
You're just mad that us
now you're
educated
giving them
hipsters
coins,
sport are giving it to Murray, and you casuals like
bro.
you
Broski, all I'm trying to prove
are
is
picking
like,
Rosado because that's all you know. It's okay.
hey man, all I'm saying is he's picking like you, so you're giving him coins. That sounds a little biased. Listen,
I did
Santiago,
with the Dongo, so
Santiaguito, see you later. Let's go.
Yo,
to
I got an
Donald.
update. I got an update real quick before we go to Donald about the about Amanda Serrano and her opponent. Okay, so Amanda Serrano's last fight, it was at she came in at 120 3/4, so she's gonna be going down 2 pounds to get to 118. Her opponent, Ness, which is I think the point you were trying to bring up, her opponent Santana, she last fought at 128 pounds, and she has to drop 10 pounds to get to 118. And she's coming off a unanimous decision loss.
Monster Piece is back.
Is she really? Did she get out the tunnel?
Yeah, she's back. I'll bring her on. Monster, you're on.
But who the fuck was in the tunnel? Nobody was in the tunnel. It's just that Black Hawk.
Why you gotta be so hostile, Monster? Why you gotta be so hostile?
I'm not being hostile. I'm not being hostile. That's the way I talk.
So you were saying how excited you were for Berto Porter that you were gonna buy tickets.
First of all, can I say hello to Matt and Steve? Hi, Matt. Hi, Steve.
What up, Monster?
How are the reptilians?
Like you were the one in the middle of telling us about that. So I don't know. You mean like first of all, like if I'm trying to like not let you say it.
Oh my God, this is hilarious. I'm fucking excited because I'm off tomorrow from work. I got a doctor's appointment, but I will be alive and well for that weigh-in, ladies and gentlemen. So the Monster is making her first weigh-in appearance, and it's gonna be fucking epic.
Yeah, I'm a little scared to go to that weigh-in.
Yo, like Monster, what if you're Monster? Are you gonna rep a TBV shirt? Because you know that those Charlos are hunting. They're hunting us right now.
Oh yeah, man. We're like.
Are you gonna rep TBV?
We're like the last of a dying breed, man. They're trying to single us out right now, bro. It's like that movie Jump on
Why?
shit.
What happened?
You wasn't paying
What are you talking about?
You wasn't paying attention to the beginning of the show because you got
driving through the tunnel.
No, because she got she's got to do her producing thing. She's got to do her producing thing, which you need to go ahead and do. We're gonna go ahead and cut you short because you got 4 minutes to get the next guest, which is at 9.
Which is at 9:30.
Oh, at 9:30. So continue then. Continue. But you're gonna have to press rewind to find out about why we're gonna get jumped at the weigh-in.
Nestor Gibbs.
What?
Give me. I'll back and finish my piece because I have to, like you said, follow up anyway. So, but yeah, I'll be back. Say what I need to say. I might curse, I might not. Who knows? I'm a monster. Talk to you later.
So you're not gonna make picks?
She'll be back. She'll be back. Why are you pressuring her? She's doing her producing thing right now. Like, I mean, how many hands you want her to have, Matt? I mean, come on. Just tell me. Tell me, man. Donald in Cali.
What's up?
Yo, who you going with? Murray or Rosado? Murray or Rosado?
Rosado.
Told you.
You know, Rosado's got like 10 losses, but his losses are to really good top. Most of his opponents are top quality.
That is so biased. That soundbite is so biased, Matt. That's unfair.
Man, I'm on a good one. You're just hating.
Yeah. I just looked on Martin Murray's box record, and still, ask me right now, who's his best win? I still can't even answer it after looking at his whole resume. I still can't even answer that. You know,
he ain't got
No,
no best win.
the hardcores will argue that he should have had a win instead of a draw against Sturm, and that he should have got the nod versus Martinez. So the hardcores will argue that he's got 2 1/4 wins, so he's got 1/2 of a good win.
Look, and then like this,
Against me, man. Brutal.
I'm gonna say if Berto comes in. If Berto comes in the shape that he was in when he fought against Mayweather for Porter, I say he's going to win. Even though sometimes they say that Berto is chinny and he gets dropped, with the way that Porter smothers his work, I don't know if he can actually get the drop on Berto, because to drop Berto, you'd have to be boxing a bit from the outside and land a good clean shot from the outside, which Porter doesn't really do. He just smothers all his work. So, I mean, I'm gonna go for the semi upset to say Berto, and I'm gonna also go with Charles Hatley as well too, because I've watched a lot of Charles Hatley, and he is kind of a bit of an underground slept-on fighter. And if he took this fight serious, like how I think he should have took it serious, he might go do it, because I'm not impressed with Charlo against John Jackson. If he didn't get the drop on that shot on John Jackson was going to outbox him and get that on a decision. He was going to lose that on a decision if he didn't get to catch him slipping on that shot. So, he's got Charlo's going to have to show me something on this fight. If he gets the stoppage or something, then I'll be a little bit more convinced. But the John Jackson fight threw me in a loophole, But, I was actually going to go to the fight at the StubHub Center. I can't even go, Like, man, I'll be plan to go to these fights, but when you got, when you got kids and stuff, it's just more to it than just say you're going to get up and go. You got to plan the babysitting and, all that other stuff. It's not like I can just jump up and go, which I really wish I could. Matt, I was trying to get in some preparation for Matt. I don't like to see the little guys get beat up on. So I'm gonna offer to come and do some. I do some training and some sparring with you, Matt. I'll come down there for a couple of days so you can pull off the upset. I had hit you up, but you didn't respond back.
Well, TPV Promotions is in the middle of rescheduling, so we have to get back to you on that one. But hey, if you're in LA, you have my number, Donald. We've texted before, so just hit me up.
Yo, but check out how Donald is so confident. Like, sparring with him is gonna get you right. It's like when Jermell said, "Yo, I was sparring with Earl. I'm there." Like, he's like, "Yo, Matt, I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna give you some work. I'm gonna get you right."
What's really upsetting is that Donald's from Richmond, which is out here in the Bay, and I've been talking about how I've been struggling finding partners, and yet he's gonna offer services to Matt. Like, what's good with that,
bro?
I'm the A side. I'm the A side.
No.
Nobody wants to be in your corner. Nobody wants to be in your camp.
Yeah, you're fucking right. You're fucking right. He doesn't.
Demetrius Andrade. You're fucking J-Rock. I'm the Charlo brothers, man. I'm the big star in this division now.
Nobody wants to be in Steven's camp because nobody don't want that work. That's why the fucking car fell apart from the door, because they ain't want that work. That's what happened. Let's not lie. Jay from Orlando. Home of some duckers.
What's going on, fellas?
What up?
Not much, man. Hey, man. Great work. I see that text earlier today. But I'm rolling with all A sides when it comes to Saturday. I think Porter is gonna go to decision. I think the Charlo is gonna go to decision as well. Yo, but that's crazy with the one brother, yo. But you know what though? I think he is gonna play that WWE villain, be the bad guy, that kind of thing like that, where he's just gonna play that bad guy role. The Top Rank pay-per-view, definitely not buying it, not supporting it at all. So if y'all listening, y'all need to do something about that. Y'all need to get with another TV company or something like that, because we ain't paying for that. Not paying for it. The Gabriel Rosado fight, got no interest in that at all. I might check it out on the show. Outside of that, man.
Yo,
Jay, who you picking though? Who you picking, Jay? Rosado Murray. Come on, man. What am I gonna give you here?
I would probably go. I'll probably go with Murray.
There we go. There we go.
I'll probably go with Murray. Yeah, I'll probably go with Murray.
Bias coins.
Rosado, Hey, what's his last fight? What was on the Canelo undercard? The Canelo Khan undercard? Has he fought since then?
What, you talking about when he lost to
Willie Monroe? That was his last fight.
Willie Monroe, who would outbox who would outbox Martin Murray?
Yeah, but he let it trash in it though. Both of them.
Yo, he back with Billy the Kid Briscoe, baby.
Saying.
I'm just saying, he back with Billy the Kid Briscoe.
Right, we'll see.
Know what I'm saying?
we'll see.
Yo, what's the betting line on that, Steven?
We'll
check how much money we gonna make. We about to put a little TBV kitty down on this shit. We gonna make some TBV money on this. Then we gonna go see Jay in Orlando.
He's a plus 1,300.
Damn.
Nah, I'm joking.
How about
Worked up.
Is that Enrique?
Nah. Enrique's in Mexico.
Huh.
Sporting the new Mexican TBV shirt and shit.
Yeah.
Damn, he's Puerto Rican. He's repping a Mexican flag shirt.
No, why not? He in Mexico. He ain't trying to get stabbed.
Just don't rock a nation shirt at all.
Yeah, that's the simpler way, isn't it?
Oh, he want to be patriotic and shit. He want to blend in somehow.
How can you be patriotic of shit that's not your own?
No, he want to fucking blend in. What's
Like,
the?
if I started coming around with like the Irish flag and it was like, I'm Conor McGregor, like you guys would be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Repping Conor, baby.
Oh my god.
So much hate in the world. You heard what Lou said, man. Some of you motherfuckers need to stop hating, man. Jay, you all done or what?
Yeah, I'm done, man. You guys can get somebody else.
You the man with the master plan.
What up, boxing boys? What up, Ness? What up, Hipster? What up, Steven?
Compa.
Hey, compa, do you want to know the betting? Do you want to know the betting lines, compa, for Murray and Rosado? You trying to win some money?
How much?
Nah, I'm gonna go with Rosado, but for the fights this week, I got Porter, I got
Yo, Matt, you a freaking hater.
Come on, Nestor. Hey, but I got Porter, I got Charlo, but I'm not counting out Berto, man. I don't think it's an easy fight for Porter. And for the top ranked fights, I have all A sides, and I'm excited for Shakur Stevenson's debut. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
You was gonna say, Matt, hippity hip hipster.
The hippity hipster, hey, but looking at boxing boys, blaze it.
For sure, compa, man. I can't wait to go out to Cali, bro. We gotta hook up for sure, man.
And compa, if you remember, really forget to say, just press 1 to get out of the queue, 1 to get back in the queue. You got that boomerang status back on like that. And for those of you interested in the odds still for the Gabriel Rosado and Martin Murray, I am right now on Sportsbet listing. Gabe Rosado is a plus 285, while Martin Murray is a negative 350. So
he's got that home cooking on his side too.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Oh yeah, what does that mean? Who's the favorite, bro? You got me lost.
No, you don't know how that works. So Martin Murray is the favorite right now by like slightly, like around 2-1 favorite.
Even better. So that means that it's not as given as you're trying to make it out to seem. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. That's what Steven is bringing up the numbers. I'm just explaining what those numbers are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I'm just saying that, Murray's the favorite. Mm-hmm. They're fighting in the UK. It's probably no decision. We know how UK scoring goes sometimes. Just saying.
All right, let's get on out to Ali. Oh, wait a minute, Ali. It is Ali in Dago.
Ali Boumbaye. Thank God that niggas seen another day.
Nah, shit, y'all bump that shit. That shit is hard. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing, Boxing Voice family?
What up?
All right, man. Look,
I only have one wish, and that is to stop cherry picking. The only way they should allow cherry picking is if it's a Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia type of situation where we know who the next top guy is going to be. Other than that, a Pacquiao, Jeff Horn type fight shouldn't be happening unless he was fighting a Keith Thurman, Spence, or Brooke Winter, or a Terrence Crawford. And I got Shawn Porter winning. I got Charlo winning, and I got all the A-sides winning on that stupid-ass top rank card. And to me, on the top rank side, it seems like, to me, I just feel like they're kind of hurting with money for them to just throw all types of these fights on and making their own card, top rank pay-per-view. To me, it just seems like they're losing money and they're just trying to gain it all back to pay these fighters. That's just the way I see it. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't make sense to put these unknown guys, on a pay-per-view. But yeah, that's my call, Boston Voice. Keep up the good work. And everybody out there, hit that like button.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in. We got a new ringer too. It's I don't know if it's Crusher or Cruiser. I don't know. It's definitely Matt. Those Matts, so they end up being good guys, right? Except when you don't pick with them, they want to hit you with sound bites. Hater.
Oh, are you okay, Ness?
No, it's not me. It's everybody else that calls in and doesn't pick. Martin Murray, you get all sad and hurt and do that. That's what you do. Buy a soundbite, Matt.
I told y'all a long time ago, the Kirkland will go down 3 rounds.
Strap me up. Next, I got milk, baby.
Yo, it's the milkman. Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Cool. Yeah, so I don't have much tonight, man. My first question is so Ness, did Kenny bear the hatchet, man?
Seems that way. We'll see, man. We'll see when they ain't got to fight if he's still talkative, right? Right now, it doesn't make any sense not to talk, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully, right? Like he said that we did. So, and everything else has kind of seemed that way, right?
Yeah. So, man, now you're on that level. You get so much exposure, everybody's listening. So a lot of people's feelings get hurt. So from now on,
Milkman, get off that speakerphone, man. Get off that speakerphone. You're supposed to be a veteran of the game, man. All in the hallway and smokes.
Yeah, I had my butt, but yeah. So now what you do is don't make no more picks. What you do is keys to victory. All right, you do keys to victory, and you'll be all right. So Shawn Porter, Andre Berto. I said months ago when the fight was announced, I think Porter's style is kind of made for Berto's best attributes. I think that uppercut is going to be the equalizer in the fight. I'm gonna pick Berto, man. I'm gonna pick Berto. He said he got his shoulder fixed, and he's ready to roll, man. So I'm gonna pick Berto. That's my call, man.
Milkman, thanks for calling in. We're going to Ishmael in Sacktown. This is always a good call. What's going on, Ishmael?
It's your boy. What's happening, TBV?
All good.
And that was an excellent interview with Lou DiBella, man. And we've been talking a lot about who underappreciated and who underrated. Lou DiBella is the most underappreciated and underrated promoter in the game. Lou DiBella gave us the Keith Thurman-Shawn Porter fight, the Keith Thurman-Danny Garcia fight, and the Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson card. I didn't quite hear all of it, though, but I was wondering if y'all asked Lou DiBella about that April 27th purse bid for Ndongo and Sergey Lipinets. Because I read that was coming up. The other thing is the story you told about Charlo. I was like, man, that's whack, man. But I was at the December 10th fight when they booed him out of the USC arena, and he was up there and he could have took that negative energy and just turned into the bad guy. But he started apologizing and stuff, and he killed the momentum. He could have just been the super bad guy though. Other than that, I got Porter, I got Charlo, I got Magdelano, Gilberto, Ramirez, and that's about it. Those are the only ones I really looked at. But Matt the Hipster, I got a fantasy hipster match for you. Your Dennis Ugas and Louis Collazo on the toe-to-toe Tuesday.
Ooh.
And then that comparison stuff y'all was talking about, I was thinking Shawn Porter reminded me a lot of like Ron Lyle. He's like right there at the tip top, but can't get over the hump though. He did win a belt, but it was against Paulie Malignaggi though. But that's what I think about that though. Did y'all get a chance to ask Lou?
No, we didn't get a chance to ask him about that, and I wish we would have, because that would have been a really good question. And just to give you a quick little reminder, Shawn Porter beat the crap out of Devin Alexander for like 12 rounds to win that title, and then he, blasted Malignaggi through the ropes to defend it.
One other thing, y'all talked about the wishes, man, and y'all talked a lot about one sanctioning body. I don't like the idea of one sanctioning body, because if you got one sanctioning body, it's going to be one champ sitting at the top of the division, and it's going to take all the guys that get title shots, and the other three sanctioning bodies out there, it's going to take them forever to get a title shot.
You got to rank number one. That's all. You got to rank number one. There's only one way to get to number one.
But if the champ only fighting twice a year, it's only going to be one guy a year getting a title shot. The other fight is going to be a voluntary pick that he choose.
No, he could defend.
That's just my thought about it, though.
That's true too. But I don't think I don't think people would get upset if the true champion defended the title once and then got a
top 20, because in this imaginary world, like where there's only one sanctioning body, and this is a new imaginary rule, would probably be something like, yeah, you get one freebie, but that freebie still has to be within top 20, top 15.
Yeah, and you got to think about it. It would be only one ranking. So everyone that's not fighting the champion, they're mixing it up to get to that number one contender spot, and it would mean
not even just number one. Being top 10 would mean something again.
Yeah, definitely, because it would be top 10 of one giant organization. No, man,
not just top 10 fighters with the most money behind them.
Exactly. That is a life that I would like to, get near. One day, right? We will never know what could happen. Let's get out to 508, first time caller.
Hey yo, what's happening, people? Going on with this low energy shit?
What up, Georgie?
Nobody can talk.
Who?
It's Georgie.
Calling in, fam?
First time caller, bro. Give me that intro.
Well, how long you been listening?
I've been listening for a year and kicking ass even longer.
Oh, all right. Well, we have tradition around here, but I don't know if you're a first-time caller, so we ain't give you no intro. What up, though?
Okay, then I can roll like that too. So let me make my shit quick and make my 2 minutes work, because I know a lot of people be fucking waiting for me to call. Shout out to Monster Piece, Eddie P, Igloo. I mean, so many to mention. When my family got taken away from me, they never abandoned me. They never did. I'm going to start with that. Number 2, Mr. Lou. Mr. Lou, let me explain this to you for the last time. Every time you guys do your fucking back deals and decide that Canada ain't got no champion, and you want to put Boutte as a champion, we have to take that. Well, there is nobody in Puerto Rico. And you want to give me Rocky Martinez as a champion, fighting 15 goddamn times for the same WBO, we have to take that. when the UK be kicking ass, huh? And they ain't got nobody on fucking in the other side of the UK where they give it fucking burns. And we can go down the line in a bunch of shit that you guys set up. And we got to take it as a fan and support. And if we complain, all of a sudden we hate us and we don't appreciate the sport. Let me tell you something, Mr. Vampire. The time is up. The music industry was first, you second body. Open up those books and let's see what you're taking, B. Now let's see I gotta say before my time run out. TBB, I love you, baby. Thank you for never abandoning me. Everywhere I went to that YouTube, you always had my back. I love you. Always and forever. Man, do TBB a favor. Get a fucking mute button. Instead of your silly ass, low energy shit, get a mute button for Mr. Gibbs. The founder and honor. Because most of the time he's right. And some of the time he's wrong. And you cannot be fucking right all the time.
Georgie, just because I don't yell every single word like you do does not mean I'm low energy. It just means I'm a different energy than you are, which is some fucking different universe.
Yeah, that's agreed. Unfortunately for Georgie, his time was up, and we do have a ringer we need to get to. And I feel bad because I didn't put his number in earlier. Maybe like about a minute late. I'm sorry about that. But here is the one, the only, most popular champion of all time, Dempsey.
What's up? What's up?
What up, Dempsey? No low energy, Dempsey. You heard what that guy said. No low energy.
Okay, well, you know, so yeah. So yeah, onto the fights. Berto versus Porter. I'll be honest, you know, the smart choice
Dempsey.
is Porter.
Dempsey, why are you on speakerphone? What do you think? That I don't have bat ears? Well, you got a window open there.
I'm on my car.
You got to have a window open.
Oh, you probably hear my AC. Hold up. No, you probably heard my AC. Hold up.
And I heard your blinker. At least you know how to blinker, man. I swear. Sometimes people out here in NorCal don't blinker, and it's like, what the fuck?
You don't need a blinker. You don't need a blinker at all. That's fucking. It's like a seatbelt. You don't need it.
Yo, Matt, what are you selling over there? Matt's selling death over there. You don't need a blinker. It's like a seatbelt.
Hey, yo, man. So y'all dragging my car. What the fuck, man? Shit. But anyways, Berto Porter. Obviously, Porter's a smart choice, but for some strange reason, I got a feeling Berto's gonna pull it off. I really do, and he might actually be the first guy to stop Porter. He might actually be the one. One thing that really stood out to me about that Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter sparring footage was that Keith really didn't have too much problem landing that right uppercut on him, and we all know that's Berto's money punch. So if he catches him, it could be good night. And regarding the Charlo-Hatley fight, I got Charlo. I think Charlo will take a decision. I think he just has the better edge and overall experience. And in regards to the top-ranked cards, well, I got to go with all the A-side guys, of course. I'll be honest. If Berto Porter wasn't happening on Saturday, I probably would be going to that fight. But since it's pay-per-view, I really don't feel like paying to watch it on TV. So I'm just gonna kick back and watch the Showtime fights and enjoy those, So, but and last but not least, happy 420, all guys. So I hope you're all having a great day.
Likewise, brother. Thanks for calling in, Dempsey. I'm in a state that isn't recreational, so
Is it medical in New York?
I don't know. Hell if I know, but feel free to just send me a PayPal. I'm gonna be seeing Matt pretty soon.
I talked to the Northern California main kind of like editor of Dope Magazine, and he said that out there in the East Coast that you got to be like damn near your deathbed to get a medical card.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Poor bastards.
Yo, we got another ringer on the line.
We sure do. I see him popping up. I see it. But before we get to him, let me get to my boy Marty Sway's been waiting here. Marty Sway, what up?
Yo, what's up, Ness? What's up, Matt? What's up, Steven?
What up?
Yeah, man. I'm glad Georgie's back. It's been a minute. That was an epic, legendary rant. And yeah, man, I just want to make my picks real quick. I got Berto, I got Charlo, and I got Rosado. I'm out.
Marty Sway, thanks for calling in. Yo, I'm surprised, Matt. I'm proud of you. No violin because he picked Rosado. That's good.
Nah, these edibles are kicking in like a motherfucker. That's all.
Oh, I thought you were maturing. You're just slowing down.
Straight to the point for those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Hey, yo, TBV, what's up?
What up, Stainless?
Stainless coming with that heat.
Heat, that's right, man. I'm getting so many likes, shares, and comments just off my intro on this mug, man. You talking about promotion, TBV promotion? Oh my God. First and foremost, man, happy 420. It's not legal in Nashville, but shit, I was smoking long before it was legal. So, you know what I'm saying? To Alex in Australia for the call for me.
Negative K, nothing further. Just see the cabbie in the corner.
Yeah, that don't worry me. On with these picks. First, it was good to hear Georgie. I ain't heard of me in a while, and I seen him in the chat. But you know, what I'm saying it's good to see TBV fam is still TBV fam. That being said, shout and prayers to Dollar DiBiase. You know, what I'm saying I saw on Facebook. You know, what I'm saying he having kidney problems or something. So. I'm saying, pull for my man one time. That being said, on with these picks, I'm gonna go with the A side on the top rank shit. I'm gonna go for Berto. Porter smothers his punches, and Berto, he doesn't have that Tyson shift with his uppercut, but he kind of got that shift when he goes with that uppercut real hard. And I think he might just catch catch Porter. I'm going with Charlo in this Hatley fight, and I'm gonna go with Rosado because it's really just a 50-50 fight, and that's just who I'm going with. That being said, man, I appreciate y'all slowing down on these podcasts so that I can catch up with all these fucking videos and the Patreon. That shit is just insane, man. Y'all don't understand. Y'all just help me push a reset for my week because I still ain't got that day off yet. That being said, please make sure that you like and share this and every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast and smoke a little for me. Peace.
Paul Cone, Stainless. It's Paul Cone for Alex all the way in Australia.
Let's get to Amin. What up?
Yo.
What it do, Amin?
Listen, man. First of all, Ness, anybody talking about this show, the content of the host, you just take it as appreciation, man, because this show is going global with it. Like, you know what I mean? I just got to take a few time out my call just to say that because it's nothing but honor. It's nothing but gentlemen. And they really going to be pissed at you, Ness, when 2018 you come up with that Richard Schaefer interview. I feel it coming. So don't worry, TBV. We on the move. Let's talk about Porter Berto. Porter's a strong man, but he doesn't have the power that it's going to take to hurt somebody like Andre Berto. We've seen Andre Berto withstand power. We've also seen him withstand cumulative effects. You know, he didn't come out on the best end of those losses when he had to take that kind of pressure and that kind of fighting, but he can withstand it. He puts his punches together a hell of a lot better than Shawn Porter does, and he's got power that's been proven. So I think Shawn will try to mug him. He's going to try to do him like he did in the Kell Brook fight. It's not going to work for him because Berto's going to try to roll his shoulder and land him uppercuts. He's going to stick the jab, and whoever sticks the jab out there more and first, that's the one who's going to be able to set the pace for the fight. I got Berto. I can't forget about Michael Perez, so I got Michael Perez. That's Brick City, stand up. And Gilberto Ramirez, basically all the A-sides on the top-ranked joint. And I'm also going for Rosado, man. Rosado's just a hell of a lot more seasoned. Martin is a rock'em sock'em robot. And Rosado even fighting in that, you know, that BSB, fighting in the little circle of that hell. Oh, that's you, Matt?
You know Matt a hater, right? You ain't know that?
No,
it's only because it's Amin, and I know Amin personally, so.
Yo, this guy's the number one hater, bro.
Listen, Rosado.
What channel is
Rosado's
Mike
season,
Perez
Matt.
on? I mean,
Fox Sports 1, right? Or ESPN 2?
Yeah.
What, ESPN or Fox Sports?
He's on that ESPN card.
Yeah, because it's Golden Boy. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Alex Lemon, man.
Because I actually know his uncle.
Yeah, no, I actually know Perez before everything, yeah. Oh, it's not even on till 10 o'clock, so it doesn't start till 10.
Listen, I can hold the
and they probably going to have like us waiting for some golf or something to finish.
Yo, let Amin finish his call because we jacked him like a minute, and Masterpiece is going to come on right now.
Nah, Mario. Is that Mario?
Nah, man, you know Mario is Mario's on a milk carton somewhere, man. You know how he do.
All right, well, listen, Steven, Matt, everybody else, Monster, listen, Ness, much love. Shout out to TBV. Keep it moving. That's my call.
All right. Yo, it is 9:30. Where's Masterpieces? Reese's Pieces, Masterpieces, Class and Bound.
Real quick, Class and Bound, sorry to interrupt, but we did just get an update. She will be texting us shortly. So, Class and Bound, if I cut you off, please do not be offended.
All right, am I good?
You're good to go. Bound to the class.
All right, cool. All right, so real quickly, let me get to the picks, and then we'll talk about some other stuff. So, picking Porter over Berto, I'm going to say it's going to be a candidate for Fight of the Year. Like Berto always makes it exciting. Like, he's not going to be moving away from Porter anytime soon, and they're going to be in there exchanging punches. So, I believe that fight's going to be really entertaining. People are really going to like it. Picking all the A-sides in that HBO pay-per-view card. Expecting Gilberto Ramirez to shine because, you know, I'm super hyped on the guys. So, yeah, call me biased, whatever, but it is what it is. Who else is fighting? I'm picking Martin Hurry over Gabe Rosado. I mean, Gabe Rosado fights a lot, sure, but he keeps taking L's. So, I mean, I'm picking Murray. Let's see. That's about it for the fights. But what was it? Dang, y'all were Lou DiBella, that interview you guys did. I really liked what he had to say. He was absolutely on point. He basically said everything I said about 6 months back when I was talking about people complaining and making so many reasons to hate the sport, and it's just ridiculous. Like, we should really be happy with what we have right now. Also, 3 wishes if we could have them. One sanctioning body. 2, the sanctioning body would take care of referees, so that way we would always have competent referees, so they would get rid of boxing robberies, so we wouldn't have to deal with it so much. 2, mandatory BOTA drug testing for all fights, for every single fight. Like, there wouldn't be an exception. Like, we have to make sure the sport is clean. And 3, making sure boxing is available on TV. It's like making it more available. Like, this pay-per-view that HBO is having that's not worth pay-per-view. Like, I'm sorry. I like Valdez, I like Ramirez, but paying $50 to see them beat people we know they're gonna beat, like I'm not digging that. But that's all I've really got.
Class and bound. Thanks so much for calling in. We're gonna go out to 224. Where is that? Is that Texas? I don't know.
Nah.
4, you're up. First time caller?
Hello?
Yes. 224, the first time calling in.
Chicagoland area.
My friend, how long have you been listening to the show?
Probably since January.
Nice, nice. So we got an introduction around here. We like to give our first time callers. Can you just introduce yourself, give your name and where you're calling in from?
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Name's Ray J from Chicagoland area.
What's your name, brother?
Ray J.
Ray J from Chicago, right?
Yep.
So what's on your mind, brother? Thank you for calling in. Obviously, first time caller. We always appreciate new people coming on to the show. What do you want to talk?
Actually, I just came in like literally a minute ago, but I saw the title. It was about Berto versus Porter. I just want to give my prediction on that. I got obviously Shawn Porter. I think Berto's a little bit shot right now. Shawn Porter, I like his aggressiveness. But Berto seems kind of like aggressive fighters that we've seen from, what's his name? Robert Guerrero. And that's a smaller guy. But, yeah, anyways, and about, the pay-per-views this weekend, it's not actually by HBO, it's by Top Rank, right? It's just with Bob Arum.
Yeah. What do you think about the pay-per-view? Do you think Bob Arum has a good idea of putting these types of fights on pay-per-view? Do you think maybe it would be better suited on free TV, not just for you, but kind of like for the fighters to get them better exposure?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like really this idea of putting, I don't think these are mismatches. These are good fights, especially, but, for free TV, not for pay-per-view. It's not like Oscar Valdez versus Lomachenko. That would probably make a little more sense to me, at least, to put on pay-per-view with like a good undercard. But as far as like Valdez versus, was it Mariaga and Ramirez, I'm actually more interested to see the pro debut of Shakur Stevenson rather than all these other fights. But on that card. But yeah, this fight, this card should definitely be on what's it called? On free TV. Give you guys more exposure. So, anyways, that's my call, guys. Love your show. Keep it up.
Thank you very much, Ray J. Pleasure to have you on. And a lot of first-time callers.
Definitely was.
How many first-time callers do you think we've gotten in the last year alone?
I don't know, but the list is growing. Last I heard, it was a couple of hundred now, right?
Definitely.
It's a good sign, good indicator. So it seems that we're having.
Oh, you know who we got to get to?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. The guy from, what's that state? What do they call that state? The Lone Star State? The stars at night are big and bright.
The guy that scarred, the guy challenging for the WBC junior welterweight belt.
Yo, he has all the information we need. We've been looking for this guy, but he's not been around. I don't know.
JD, motherfucker.
There's a lot of things I like to move, so just try to get on my games on box, man. I don't know why they gonna call me, but I'm a 54 pounder. But I have a brother that's at 160.
Yo, what's going on, man? What is going on? First, before I get to the call, what information did you need?
Can Hatley pull the upset off by knockout first and foremost? I've been getting some inside info, people saying that don't be surprised if he could pull off a knockout. I'm like, whatever.
I'll be honest. He got a little pop with him, right? But he's also very chinny. He's been touched up a few times, including when I fought him. There's an article, if you look up that fight, there's an article that pulls up, and first off, like he outweighed me by 10 pounds, and I caught him with a sneaky ass right, backed him into the corner, and I punched myself out trying to stop him. So basically, I've seen him. I used to go to some of those fights when they have the Black Gloves promotion, and I've seen him get touched on that chin. And I'm gonna tell you right now, once Charlo catches him, I mean, it's not gonna be too much he can. He's not gonna recover. But I mean, definitely, yeah, his chin is gonna play a big factor in this fight. It's just a matter of time of, when he gets touched up. So, I'm definitely pulling for Charlo. I would pull for Hatley in any other fight because I want to see him, become. I want to be able to at least say I lost to a fucking, world champion. So, but unfortunately, this ain't gonna be that fight. So,
damn.
Other than that, about, Kenny Porter, I shit on him a lot. I got to give him props. I like the way he handled himself at the podium today. I don't know if he's maturing or what, but he showed it. He showed like he was on his grown man shit instead of, being delusional like he usually always is. I mean, because I swear he got, his son got 2 losses and he's still acting like he's fucking, untouchable and King Kong of the
Well, I mean, in his
class,
mind, right? He thinks both fights they won, right? Like he felt that they were cheated in that Brook fight with the holding.
That's why I'm saying he's delusional because, majority of the public thinks that, Thurman won. Now, I can see if he says, I can see if he would have said some shit like, we almost pulled it off or, but he's just like straight up like, look at the tape. Like I went back and looked at it and we roughed him up. I don't know. It's like he don't even think the fight was close or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but nah, like I said, I got to give props when props is due. He handled himself well today, and I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm picking Porter, but unless he learned how to control that aggression that he got and make it actually effective, I mean, there's no way that I can even. Who can even go for a fighter that fights like that? You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway. I do think he's tough to beat. And Berto, I'm not sure. I was thinking of this earlier. If Shawn is like a running back, right? I think they compare him to a football player all the time. Well, Berto just might be the fucking fullback. I don't know if he can, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he can be able to bully Berto around like he do all the, the smaller welterweights. But it's going to be interesting to see how it play out, man.
Funny you say that, man. Berto did look pretty wide to me, man, yesterday at the media workout. Today, they both look kind of the same in the suits, but in their workout clothes, they looked, but Berto's always wide upper body, man. The problem is his stance. You don't think so?
Like I said, I don't think Porter will be able to how Porter muscle Devin Alexander around. He muscled Paulie Malignaggi. just don't see him throwing Berto around and putting him against the ropes like he do the rest of the welterweights. I think size-wise they match up pretty. I think Berto can get under him and manhandle him just as well as he can. So,
man, you're dreaming, JD. You usually pick good, but you're dreaming. You forgot the fucking little Robert Guerrero had Berto on the ropes.
Yeah, I did forget about that. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, for me, the deciding fight is the Soto Cross fight.
I think Porter's gonna win, but I think I want Berto to win, but I just know Porter's gonna win. So it's gonna be a good fight, man. Yo, keep up the good work, man. I see the work y'all putting in. Keep doing it, man. Keep it coming.
JD, man, thank you as always. Let me get out to some more alumni. Love this show. Love these intros.
But no one can stop me, really.
Oh, there's a king croc right there. This croc has enough power in its jaws to win my ass right off. Unique in the 6th round in the 7th round.
You're gonna be the legend to become a legend.
Honestly, these are unbeatable.
You're gonna be the legend to become a legend.
Hey boys, just tuning in again. Gonna give my quick picks and quickly, Ness. I've seen your past shows on. The last one was on Deontay Wilder. Are you gonna get like a little exclusive and let us know what this big surprise has got in store for us, or what's the go there?
I'm hoping, man. He texted me. He says he's gonna keep me posted. He didn't want
leak anything yet.
Yeah, he said until it's confirmed. So I gotta wait.
Man, I can't wait. Well, it's beautiful that we're here with TBV. But yeah. So my picks quickly. I kind of agree with JD in a way, but well, not. I don't really agree with him. I think Porter's going to win, but I think I think you shouldn't be sleeping on Berto too much. I think he will bring something to the table, and I want him to win. I don't really like Porter's style of fighting. It's like real ugly, real close. I'm not a big fan, to be honest. But I think Porter's going to win. I think Charlo's going to win. I think Ramirez is going to win. And I'm going for the little underdog story. Rosado's versus Murray, isn't he? This Sunday, isn't he? Is he? Is it this Sunday?
He is.
You guys know?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the little underdog story. I'm gonna go for Rosado as my pick there. I reckon he's gonna give Murray problem. Yeah, boys.
This hipster is a hater for sure.
Yeah, definitely. He always has been, always will be. But
I will always be a hater to Alex. Love you.
So good, I'll pull a comb for you, Matt. When little Stevie knocks you down. All right, my friend. My call.
Alex, thanks for calling in. Matt, man, what is up with you in the hate?
People may misconstrue that one, but me and Alex, Alex flew from Australia to New York for Thurman Garcia. Me and him bought a ticket together to sit next to each other. We're cool. Me and Amin are cool. I'm throwing out sound bites for the lulz. It's fun.
Yo, I'm very
plus
jealous.
Murray's winning, and all you guys picking Rosado are crazy. That's all.
Yeah, man. We got Josue. Steven, get to Josue. I just gotta handle something here with Joseph Parker's trainer. Just text me, see what's going on. See if we got some inside info.
Yo, what up, TVV?
Yo, Josue, are you driving?
Real quick. Yo, what up?
Are you driving?
Yo, am I on? No.
Yeah.
I'm at work.
So you're on speaker or on your headphones?
No, I'm on my headphones.
You know the rules, man. I should be mute. Yeah, well, no, we can't hear you because you're not supposed to be having headphones on the show.
All right, then. I'm just listening then.
No, go ahead. I don't want to just straight up cut you off. Tommy, what's good? Who do you got? Do you think that Matt is crazy for picking Martin Murray like the rest of us?
No, he's not crazy. Rosado sucks, man. The guy can't power. I mean, what do you expect, man? Rosado, his face looks like a catcher's mitt at the end of every fight, man. I mean, you can't.
So does Martin Murray's.
If he's losing to Monroe, If he's losing to Monroe, you fucking suck, dude. But anyways, I didn't come.
Martin Murray lost to George Groves.
In one fight only. What up?
I said Martin Murray lost to George Groves. When was the last time George Groves had a win over anybody of note?
But I don't know.
Gale like 10 years ago.
So and plus this is in England, man. This fight is in England, so I mean Martin Murray should be clearly the favorite. But hey, man. But real quick, I just I want to make my call short. So I want everybody to pay attention and everybody to watch Amanda Serrano on Show Stream before the opening card of Showtime, and don't miss out on that fight because that girl can fight and she's a badass chick, man. And but yeah, man, that's my call. And yeah, let's enjoy the fight.
Hey, Matt, if I didn't know any better, I would say that Josue probably has a little crush on Amanda Serrano, by the way, how he bigged her up and just completely blew past the rest of the, 20 fights that he could have made picks about.
Dude, but it's Amanda Serrano. I mean, she's awesome. She's one of the best female boxers of my generation.
Oh, your generation? It's not like our generation? You're in your whole generation to yourself. Your own hipster generation, huh?
Dude, you're a C-sec.
Crazy picks.
Step down. I'm going for the belts. I'm looking past you. I'll deal with you once I'm a champion. Become a mandatory. Okay, and then we can talk.
Whatever.
So what is the dilly with the pedazo of monster?
Well, she's been having difficulty reaching a fighter who has a very busy schedule considering everything that's going to be going on for this person this weekend. So these kinds of things kind of happen. But
both of those guys are both of those guys have fights this weekend. Both Shakur and Magdelano, they're actually on the same card.
Lots of responsibilities in terms of promotions that they have to do that are scheduled that they need to do. And they also have to find time to rest. I'm sure they're signing gloves and stuff like that. So, these kinds of things are expected. It's amazing that Monster was even getting them to be able to try to commit and try to set the time aside. That just goes to show all the type of great work that Monster, is always putting in.
I mean, has anyone talked to Monster Piece and asked her?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm in constant contact. You know what the producer does.
Yeah, I know you are, but I mean, no word back from Jessie Magdelano or Shakur Stevenson.
You know what, Matt? I'm tired of you, Matt. I'm gonna let Monster come on and do all the talking for me. Monster, get his ass.
She gave you the desperado.
And Piece, you're live.
Usually that means that is the talk of the blog. It usually does that, right? So Monster's saying for us to stick around, we
can talk about the Adrian Broner news. Just to at least address it.
Very true, Broner Sproner.
I mean, Nessie, you want to take it away?
No, I don't even know the details, man. I didn't even read it. I seen something about him being arrested, being found inside some van with bullet holes, but it's just like, Mickey actually from Australia, our Australian correspondent, he sent me that very early this morning, and he tells me, is this a conspiracy theory? Is this a ploy for Broner to stay relevant? We've seen other fighters do things like this, but more notably, we've seen rappers do this. Obviously, even in The Sopranos, there's a scene where that rapper, he pays someone to shoot him. Every rapper nowadays, you got to have a criminal record so that you could be popular.
So you're suggesting that this is a ploy to stay relevant as a rapper, not as a fighter, because it does you no good as a fighter to be in any type of.
I get you that it does no good, but we're talking about a guy who publicly posted. Well, actually, he didn't post. Gervonta Davis posted the personal messages between Broner and Davis, where Broner was saying how he was going to be in his city. And, he hasn't killed somebody in a long time and he would love to kill somebody and he better stop playing with him. So maybe the public was like, man, you talking all this shit, talking about how you're going to kill people when you just a boxer boxing. And he needed a story to back up his killing text. I have no fucking clue. The bottom line is he was found in a white van filled with bullet holes. Producer, how many bullet holes were in the van?
I seen a picture on the side. I don't know about you, Matt, but it looked like it was like 1, maybe 2. But I also saw an article that said there was a.
8. I heard 8 in
Yeah,
article.
I'd seen another article that said it was unclear how many. So a lot of the stuff is up in there.
8, bro.
It's a lot of speculation and just headlines and not a lot of information. But just very quickly, you know, I don't know if it's a publicity stunt.
Well,
hey, hold on. Monster Piece is on right now with Shakur.
Oh, hippity hipster. Let's get to
Monster
and Shakur Stevens.
Hi guys, how are you? Thank you everyone for waiting and for still tuning in. I have Shakur Stevens on the line.
Shakur, how are you? Just want to thank you first and foremost for taking the opportunity to give us this time to interview you. We truly appreciate you taking out the time. Want to welcome you on the show, the Boxing Voice Radio here. I'm joined alongside my hosts, Matt and Steven, and we'll get right into it.
How you doing? What's up?
I'm good. We actually met at the Lomachenko fight, and I want to thank you personally for making this happen.
Yeah,
like you said you would. So, you know, it's good to have you on. We obviously been following you. We know that you have been in the Crawford camp for this fight. You've been with Magdelano and Oscar Valdez. You're getting this top-notch sparring. I mean, I've seen pictures of you with Joseph Diaz Jr. Like, how prepared are you for this pro debut?
I'm very prepared. I wasn't in camp with Crawford, but I'm very prepared, and I'm just ready. I can't wait to fight.
Hey, Shakur, so I noticed that this is going to be a 6-round contest. That's what it's scheduled to be, which is kind of, it could be unusual for a lot of pro debuts that they kind of go for the 4-round. Are you ready to go 6 rounds if necessary? I know that you have a great amateur background, but do you think 6 rounds is kind of pushing it for your first fight?
Definitely not. I fought 5 rounds in the amateurs, and I went all 5 rounds without getting tired of nothing. So I'm definitely prepared for 6 rounds. And I was always taught that if you hitting somebody and they don't go down, you keep hitting them. So I'm going to stick with that.
Shakur, it's Matt, one of the co-hosts of the Boxing Voice. Thank you for being on. Very quickly, I've seen a lot of headlines saying and quotes from you saying that you want to be fast-tracked, that you want to get a title shot very quickly within your career. How quickly do you want to get that title shot?
I recommend that I do it just perfectly. I wouldn't rush it. I wouldn't say I want to rush it too quick, but I don't want to be babysitted either. I don't want to wait too long or wait a long time. But I'm young, so I got a lot of time.
And very quickly, is that because like you are friends with like Gervonta Davis? You know, he's a guy that took a title shot very early in his career. Is that a similar timeline that you're looking at for yourself?
Most definitely not, but it is. It's not like really no competition between me and Gervonta. Gervonta like my brother, and I talk to him all the time, so it don't got nothing to do with that. That's his son with my career, and it got a lot to do with me.
Shakur, what I noticed from doing research, obviously in preparation for this, was that you decided to go with Top Rank, turning down higher signing bonus offers and higher per fight purses. What was it about Top Rank that drew you in? It obviously wasn't the money. So in your own words, what made you go to Bob Arum and Top Rank?
I don't really put my personal business out there as far as what I made or what I got offered, or if I got offered more or if I didn't. That's between me and me only, first and foremost. But Top Rank, they got a great track record, and once I sat down and met with Top Rank, they was on their stuff and they knew what they was doing. When I sat down and met with Bob, as soon as I met him at the meeting, he had a game plan already and asked me which date I wanted for my first pro debut, and I chose. So that was really based off my decision. They create superstars. Look what they did with Miguel Cotto, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather. Look what they're doing with Terrence Crawford and Lomachenko. They got some of the best matchmaking in the business. So that's really my main reason of going with them. But as far as my purse or anything that somebody offered me, that's never been anybody's business or anybody's business to know what another person is making, and nobody knows what I'm making or whatever I got offered. Nobody knows that. That never been put out there. So.
Well, yeah, you might want to check out an interview done with Bob Arum and ESPN. That's exactly where I got it from. Rayfield had it in his
90 seconds.
He had it in.
Bob Arum don't know what I got offered or not. Bob Arum not in my pocket. He don't know. He's not with me. Bob Arum is a great promoter, and I appreciate Bob Arum for putting me in this position that I'm in, and I want him to keep putting me in the position that I'm in. But nobody knows what I got offered, unless you was my manager or Jay Prince or Andre Ward, or that's it.
60 seconds.
Hey, Shakur, I just want to make it clear that I'm not being pushy at all. I just wanted to let you know that I got the quote from them, all right?
Nah, you good. I just wanted to put that out there.
No, for sure.
Hey, Shakur, so a question about, so far how your career is going. You're getting this great, amazing pro debut that's going to be on the undercard of a really, really stacked card. It's on pay-per-view. Are you kind of maybe nervous on the fact that you're going to be making your pro debut on a pay-per-view where maybe not a lot of fans are going to be able to get to see you, so maybe that puts added pressure on you to perform spectacularly so they remember you?
I came up with pressure either bust pipes or make diamonds, and my whole career
10 seconds.
And making me a diamond, so I don't think it'll stop anytime soon. So I felt like when I was in Brazil, when I fought the Brazilian in Brazil, when I came out and that whole stadium was booing me and cheering against me, and it was crazy out there. I felt like that was pressure right there, but I'm used to the pressure. I done seen a lot as a young kid, so I'm not really focused on that. I'm focused on performing and doing what I got to do.
Shakur, I follow you on Twitter, and I think you're a very outspoken person. You're obviously outspoken in this interview alone. What has led to that? You're a very young guy, very young in your obviously boxing career, even though you had a very astonished or a very great amateur career, but you're very outspoken for a very young guy. Where did that come from?
I don't really know where that came from. I guess I just, as a young kid, just came up a lot different from a lot of people. I'm a lot more mature than a lot of people my age, so I guess that's my answer to that question.
Shakur, you spoke about Top Rank building stars and creating stars, and they did have a plan for you. And it seems like it's Michael Conlan. Seems like they're putting you guys on a path where you will meet in the future. I've seen quotes of things that you said, like if the fight was offered to you today, that you would take it. I've seen quotes that he wants to fight. Is this an American, kind of Irish rivalry that's building up for the future that can possibly be your super fight? Or is this something that was there from the Olympics?
I just want to start off by saying that I think Michael Conlan is a great fighter. And I watched a lot of him. I feel like he's a really great fighter. He know how to box and he know how to trade also. He can do different type of things. And he got different type of styles. I feel like all this just talk. We're not training anytime soon. Me and him ain't going to be training no time soon. So everything is just talk. We was meant to fight in the Olympics. I guess they robbed him. But other than that, I don't got too much to say about him. April 22nd is about Shakur Stevenson. And it's about my day. It ain't about Michael Conlan. Michael Conlan had his pro debut, and I'm worried about me.
Well, they have you scheduled for your second fight, and it seems like it's also going to be in New York City, somewhere that the guy that you don't want to talk about is also had a fight there, and it just seems like Top Rank is pointing you guys in that direction. Conlan, because they have you scheduled for Madison Square, right?
I talked about him. No, I just talked about him though. I ain't. I'm trying to get what you're saying. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. I just talked about
meaning, you know, you said that it's a fight that isn't going to happen anytime soon. But what I'm saying is it seems like they're pathing you guys together. He fought at Madison Square Garden. Now they're having you also going to be there, and your second fight is already scheduled for New York City as well, correct?
Yeah, but it ain't like I don't want to talk about him like I dislike him or something. Ain't
no,
like
I'm not saying
like
that.
Cool. Honestly, I feel like me and him was DMing each other right after the Olympics and stuff. Saying great stuff about each other. It ain't no beef or nothing. You say, because the way you say it, like I don't want to talk about it.
No. You misunderstood. You misunderstood. I don't think that there is any beef either. I'm simply stating that they're moving you guys similarly.
What you mean?
I'm simply saying that they're moving you similarly. Like he was in Madison Square where he could capitalize off of the Irish demographic. Now they're going to put you in Madison Square Garden where you can capitalize off of the New York American market.
Yeah, I agree. Newark is about 15 to 20 minutes away from there. I feel like my fans would come over there and support a lot. So I agree with that.
You were also supposed to be on the Lomachenko, not Lomachenko card, but you were also supposed to be on the MGM Harbor because not only are you from Newark, but you relocated to that DMV area. So that's also kind of your market as well. You can bring it in New Jersey and also in the DMV, correct?
Correct that I could definitely draw fans in the DMV, but I was never supposed to be on that card. I never knew anything about me being on that card.
No. Wasn't your fight supposed to be in the MGM Harbor at one time? In the new MGM?
No, I never heard nothing about it. No, I never heard nothing. As soon as I signed for my pro debut, they told me I was on they gave me my card April 22nd.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give our producer to link you to that article with Dan Rayfield and Bob Arum, your promoter. This is where most of this information is coming from. It was a long interview that he did.
Bob Arum never said that. No. Bob Arum did say the purse thingy that you mentioned, but I never heard him say the MGM Harbor. Maybe he said I could fight there someday, but not the April 8th where Lomachenko card was.
But speaking of Lomachenko, I hope I'm right with this, right? They are saying that you want to get in there and learn from Lomachenko during camp. Am I right with that? Feels like I've been wrong with everything tonight.
Yeah, I think you're wrong with this one too. I never even heard that before. I said that I have a dream fight later on down the line of fighting Lomachenko, but that's later on down the line when I prove myself and get established. I ain't proven yet. I ain't at that level yet, so I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But I don't know where you got that from.
Man, I never said that you want to fight him, that you wanted to train with him, correct?
No, you said that I wanted to train with. I never said that.
That either?
Nope.
All right. Steven.
Yo, you got so much energy, man. I'm gotta ask you, like, is part of this maybe because it's fight week and you're getting ready for your pro debut, lots of excitement. Is part of that coming from this, or is this how you always are 24/7?
No, I think I just I don't even know. I have no clue why I got so much energy. I think rumors just, I don't know. I just hate hearing rumors that's like not true and stuff.
Well, that's why we like having you on, man. This way you can come on. You're welcome on this platform anytime to dispel all the rumors, bro.
Hey, that's cool. Question for Shakur. Hey, Shakur, it's Monster. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. I have a question to ask you. Because it seems like you're a straight shooter. You're somebody who really just says it how it is. Can you tomorrow is your pro debut, and there's a lot of audience and listeners listening right now that are most likely going to tune in tomorrow or will tune in tomorrow. I mean, on Saturday, I'm sorry, to watch you. What is it that you want them to take off of this fight? Like, straight up, how you feel deep down in your heart. What is it that you want people to see in you? And what is it that you feel you're going to bring tomorrow night? I mean, on Saturday night. Sorry.
I just really want to make a statement. I don't got no type of style or anything that I want people to see. I just want to make a statement. I want to go out there and perform, and I'm gonna try my hardest to do that. And if that don't happen, I'm right back to the drawing board. But I'm definitely going out there to make a statement.
Do you feel like you're gonna go in there for a knockout, or you're gonna outbox him? Nothing too crazy, or you're just gonna do what you feel you need to do to win tomorrow night?
I'm gonna go in there to have fun. My whole boxing career, I feel like when I've been having fun, that's when I put on the best performances, and that's when I perform at my highest. So I'm gonna go in there to have fun.
Sounds great, man. I can't wait to see you. Guys, I'm done.
So one of my last questions is obviously if you could just give us some insight as to kind of your mentorship with Andre Ward and what do you as a young fighter, what do you get out of that, the advice that he could give you? He seems like a person that is very similar to Virgil, which is nurturing and kind of like father-like, right?
I wouldn't say that, but I would say Andre Ward is definitely my hero, and I'm blessed to have him in my life and the way he is, and I'm blessed to have that on my team and on my side. So I appreciate Andre Ward. He will forever be my idol, my hero, and I would thank him if he was listen to this.
Now, how'd the relationship come about? Did you reach out to him? I mean, obviously, like you said, he's your idol. So could you just take us through that first time, I guess, you got to meet him?
Yeah. The first time I got to meet him, it was a kid from my gym that was going down there to Oakland to help him in sparring, Antoine Douglas, fighter from my gym, like my brother. And he went down there for sparring. And I knew that Andre Ward always been our hero. So I asked him, can I come down there with him? And I guess they let me stay in the hotel with him, and I went down there, and I saw Andre Ward training. I got to meet him as a person. He was the same person that I saw on TV and all of his interviews. He was the same exact person in person, and he was talking junk to me. And it was a fun trip when I first met him, so we've been cool ever since.
Also, Douglas trains out of your gym. We actually know Douglas well. He's been on the show a bunch of times, and we've interviewed him a bunch, man. Good middleweight.
Yeah, that's like my brother. He been like a big brother to me when I ain't have nothing. Like when I ain't have anything at all, Antoine used to pay for my food or pay little stuff for me, and I appreciate everything that Antoine done for me also.
Now, how do you take the Olympics? Are you eager to win a world title in the future to make up for what happened in the Olympics? Because we all got to see you, and obviously, you showed your emotions, which kind of made everyone love you more because it showed how human you were when you were on the big stage. But does that motivate you now to get to the highest heights in the professional rankings?
Yeah, most definitely. At that moment, though, I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it like I failed because I've been training for a gold medal my whole life. But that's every competitor. If you go back and look at Lomachenko one loss, if you search it up on YouTube, you can see him crying his heart out inside the ring. So it wasn't just me. It's every good competitor. They hate the feeling of losing. So I do use that as motivation, and I can't wait till I win the world title. I'll be so proud of myself.
Shakur, you're going to have to stop us or I'll keep asking you questions, man, because, it just seems like you're destined to be a star. When your name was first, after the Olympics, like all the promoters wanted you. You had your pick of the litter at all promoters. I mean, for those that don't know, you even got to turn down Floyd. How was that, meeting him?
It was great meeting Floyd. glad I got the opportunity to meet him, and to this day I still be watching Floyd Mayweather fight. Floyd Mayweather is one of what he calls it. So TBE, he's the best ever. I agree with that. He's a great fighter, and it was a great opportunity for him to come to Rio. I went out to dinner and stuff with him. Everything was good.
Well, Shakur, we don't want to.
Shakur, can I ask?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Last question, then I will let him be because I know he's, you know, you got a fight coming up on Saturday. But one last question I want to ask you. Now, I know obviously you're a young man and you're just starting off right now. And like Nestor said, you were getting a lot of offers. A lot of people were talking about you are a hot name right now, and people are definitely going to tune into your debut. With everything that's going on, like fame-wise, and you know how it may have affected other fighters in history, or how it may have not. And you know, I could throw a name right now in, like for example, Adrian Broner and his issues, and we could go on. The list can go on. Do you feel that kind of pressure for yourself, or do you still feel like, you know, that's not something that's gonna ever apply to you? Like you're someone that could maybe have more control over your decisions in your personal life or not. And I know this is kind of a personal question, but you know, you sound so mature and you sound so determined. I sometimes wonder, you know, where's the mentality of a fighter when he has that pro debut and everybody's kind of like talking about them and the fame and Mayweather wanting them? Like, how do you feel? Can you tell us a little bit of how, you know, that makes you feel?
To be honest with you, I think I'm gonna be straight. I feel like I'm gonna just try to stay myself. I always been a little humble kid, and I never really got big headed. I'm really focused on boxing. I feel like that's gonna help me a lot too, because I'm so focused on boxing that I love the sport. Like I love training. Right after this fight, I'm gonna go back and right into training camp. Like I love training and I love boxing. I love being around the sport so much that I think I'm gonna be so focused on that than being on the outside, on everything else that's outside of me. I don't think I'm gonna change up any time soon. And plus, I got a great team behind me. I got Andre Ward, Jay Prince, Josh Dubin. I got a great team behind me, and I feel like they're gonna play a big part in that role too. But Adrian Broner, he's actually a really good dude. Cause he texts me a lot. He talks to me a lot. Adrian Broner is actually a really good dude.
I believe you. Trust me. He's one of my favorites. But I know that I just wanted to ask you that because I wonder if those things affect you. Do you feel like they will? And you know how you feel. But I think you answered that great, and I'm proud of you. And I can't wait to see you on Saturday.
Yes, Shakur, I want to thank you so much, man, for giving us the opportunity to interview you. You know, obviously being from my hometown, I'm very excited to watch you come up and like Monster said, proud as well. You know, proud to have someone that can possibly be the future of boxing in Newark, right? You know, I mean, outside of you, Michael Perez, right, who's actually fighting tonight.
I'm doing this for Newark, so I'm doing this for Brick City. I'm from Newark, and I wish Michael Perez the best. That's my dude right there. But yeah, I appreciate you saying that, and thank you.
Thank you. If you have any social media, please give it out at this time for anyone that isn't following you can do so.
Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Shakur Stevenson. And tune in April 22nd to see me do what I got to do.
All right, Shakur, thank you so much. Monster Piece, thank you. We want to thank you, obviously, for giving us the time. And that was a great interview, guys. What did you think of that? Definitely
energy.
I got the link up, though. I do have the link. I'm going to send it to Monster Piece.
And I like that he's confident. He's like, no, I know what I said, and I don't want anybody, like, you know, spread rumors about. Like, I like that because
as a
young fighter, he's very concerned about his image and what people are going to say. You could tell he wants to be one of those fighters who has complete control of his career.
I wonder.
You can tell that he's been a sponge around guys like Andre Ward.
Yes,
Prince. You can tell the that there's been some influence there, and I mean that in all the positive way.
He knows how to. He's already been coached. He knows how to interview. And if he hasn't been coached, if you have not been coached, Shakur, you're doing marvelous.
He said he was mature for his own age. Like he said that he's seen that, noticed that growing up, and I could totally see it in him.
But I do have the article here, and I will say Aram said Steven's professional debut will take place in April. He would like to have his debut take place on the undercard of the junior lightweight title bout between Vasyl Lomachenko and Jason Sosa, which is scheduled for April 8th at the new MGM Harbor in Oxnell Hill, Maryland. Boom. So I'm gonna I already sent it to Monster, I believe. I'm gonna just double check that I did that. And
I can't wait to have him back on.
Yes, she's ready. She's ready. So Monster, make sure you forward that to him so he could see all those quotes in there, because I felt like I was the bad guy, man. And I don't want, Julie's no joke too. I don't want Julie to hear that and think I was pressing when I'm not. I'm just reading the quotes. You know what I'm saying?
No, hello?
Yeah. Hello?
I'm gonna reach Julie. I'm definitely gonna reach out to Julie and make sure she knows that we were just referencing things that we were listening to and we were hearing about. But I'm pretty sure she knows that, because obviously I'm pretty sure she's reading about her fighter as well. They probably are aware of that, so I'm sure he wasn't, taking it personal. He didn't sound like he did. He just what? It's funny, guys. Like, I've done a couple of interviews. I mean, I connected a couple of interviews already, and you guys know that. And this is the first time I ever felt compelled to actually ask a question.
And why is that, Monster?
Compelled you?
Why is that? Explain the reasoning behind that.
You know why, Matt? This kid was just so, in your face. He's 19 years old. I have a 19-year-old brother. I know his little friends. I know I have a lot of 19, 18-year-old cousins. None of them are this strong-minded and this strong at their, at what they believe and what they know is true and what is not true, like he did. Yeah, it may have come across like he was just being, he-headed, but he was just letting Ness know, nah, it ain't even about that, bro. And let's be honest, a lot of fighters 10 years his senior would have probably done the same thing. So we can't really, say, it's because he was young, because then that's just us being biased, because Ness, because you've interviewed a lot of fighters, and as other fighters would have probably done the same thing. And I saw an interview with, the interview that you had with, what's his name? Oh God, Jermell Charlo. And you asked him about a fighter, and I forgot what fighter it was, and he was like, nah, it wasn't that he's scared or anything like that. And that's not what you asked him, but he came across like if that's what you asked him. So it's not really the age, it's just
things get misinterpreted. That's why I kept reiterating. Yeah,
you have to reiterate, but that's not the age, it's who he is, and I think the kid's great. And I don't know, I felt because he's the fact that he's young and
you are cutting out a lot. Well. I don't know if you need to get by a window or something like that, but you cutting out.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes. Your Bluetooth was dying?
Okay, sorry about that. No, you know what it was? I was on speaker, and I think that's what it was. So my fault, Ness. I know you have a rule. Sorry.
Mistake. Come on, Monster.
That was a rookie mistake.
Yeah, you're a veteran, man. Come on.
I know. I'm sorry.
Producer, what are you doing, Monster?
Saying speaker and Bluetooth, that's like saying, Matt, fuck you.
The worst. I know. But let me finish really quick because I know. But yeah, again, the reason why I felt compelled was because he was 19. He is 19 years old, and he's about to make his pro debut. And with all the things that are going on with, Adrian Broner and even past history of many fighters and how big their heads get sometimes and all these things, I just felt compelled to ask him that and see where his mind was at, when it came down to that question. And I don't know. This kid looks like he could be very promising. I wish him the best of luck on Saturday. And I'm definitely going to be looking at this fight. So I might be buying it. So that might, but I probably will.
Yeah, man. Just send him that article because the whole storyline. Listen, Monster, we're gonna get out of here. That whole storyline is, Bob Arum setting him up for Conlon, or not for. That sounded wrong, but pitting them together. It's the bottom line. They're in the same.
A better way to put what you're trying to say, I think, Ness, is saying that the promotional path is the same for both guys.
Well, I used that word. I said path. Oh, she's not done. She's
not done.
Yes, crazy pauses, right?
That's masterpiece, man.
Wait.
Over here.
I think it's a frequency. I just want to address the listeners real quickly. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and I do apologize for the Magdelano. He is fighting also tomorrow. We were lucky enough to get Shakur. Shakur was actually supposed to be on earlier, but we had to push it back because of so much that goes on in preparation to their weigh-in and in preparation to, leading up to the fight on Saturday. So I do want to apologize. Just know that I'm working really hard for you guys, and sometimes we're going to get these interviews and sometimes we're not. But I am keeping in touch with them, so hopefully we can bring Magdelano back on after his fight and he could talk about that. That most likely would be more interesting. So I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to apologize. Thank you, everybody, for listening in. Hit those thumbs up. Share the show. And, yeah, good night. Love you all. Thank you.
All righty then. Mr.
Very quickly. He's not fighting tomorrow. He's fighting on Saturday. And both Jessie Magdelano and Shakur Stevenson are cutting weight tonight. So that could be a reason why, obviously Jessie Magdelano is cutting weight. And that could be a reason why Shakur Stevenson was so animated in a way. Is because he was cutting weight, a little bit agitated, and I mean that in all the good ways, and that's why he delivered a good interview.
All righty then. Let's get to Mr. Watson. What's up? Mr. Watson.
Today, favorite show. Today, my favorite show in the whole world, TBV. I'm gonna keep it brief, man. I kind of lost my train of thought because I'm at work and shit. But just to go ahead and get my picks in and to break down the Berto Porter fight. First of all, excellent fight. Please, who cares what level these guys are on? They're on the same level, virtual, skill-wise, career-wise. Good fight, perfect fight. I like Berto style, all action. Love Porter style, all aggression. I just don't see a pathway to victory for Berto. I think Porter might be too big for him, too strong for him, and Berto's ripped, but I don't know if he's stronger than Porter. I could and the inside fighting apart. I could see him mauling him. Remember, y'all, Roberto Guerrero mauled the fuck out of Berto. So what you think Shawn Porter gonna do? Bigger and stronger. Love the fight though. I'm picking Porter by decision, unanimous. Unless Berto sneaks in one of them uppercuts y'all was talking about and changes the fight, but Porter has too much resolve, refuses to quit. Don't know if Berto got the power to hurt him or whatever. And so yeah, that's my pick for that fight. The Top Rank card, good for them, but I agree with all the sentiments on the call that paying for this card is not even worth it, man. If it was an HBO, card or something like that, I agree with you guys. Big up to Shakur Stevenson too. He's gonna be the truth. I love his attitude, personality, and the skills, the flashiness. He's got the perfect team around him. I heard Andre Ward talking about Shawn the other day. He definitely got, big expectations for that kid. So I just hope for the best for him, man. And don't go down the wrong path. Don't turn into AB. He's a good dude, but he don't got the boxing mentality, And y'all should start giving the 10-second ticker, the 10-second ticker for y'all callers, so they know when to wrap this shit up. The 3, wrap that shit up so the next caller could get in, and then you can cut their ass off.
We have the 10-second
damn, that's all I got,
ticker.
man. I'm in a rush.
We have the 10-second ticker, Mr. Watson. We do.
Okay. Cool. Other than that, man, I just want to say one last thing. A couple of weeks ago, I didn't get to say it on my last call. My man Max Kellerman just dropped a commentator gem. It's the equivalent of just a dope lyrical line from a commentator during the Lomachenko fight. He was like, Lomachenko's got so many moves or whatever. He's like a battle rapper with so many punchlines. You know, it's like you're trying to wait which combination or which verse he's gonna come up with next or whatever. I just thought that was a dope line from Max Kellerman for all the hip hop heads and boxing fans. You know, he does his thing despite the obvious bias at times, but he does his thing.
I agree.
That's my call, TBV. Keep doing what y'all doing. Thumbs up, y'all. Everybody. I'm out.
All right, Mr. Watson, thanks for calling in. Yeah, man, I agree. I like Max. Can't complain. Can't complain at all. Saturday night, we got some fights, ladies and gentlemen. It's fight time. Today we got some fights, right? Damn, am I missing it? Did I even set my DVR? Oh yeah, I did set my DVR, so I'm not.
Yeah, I'm watching a little bit earlier in the fight because
no spoiler alert.
I have it on DVR and I'm like 10 minutes behind. So Ellis is fighting right now. Our CD Ellis, good prospect.
Yes. So my final thoughts are: boxing is my favorite sport. And I'm going to go cover it on Saturday. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. To all the fighters listening, cool out, man. Don't try to jump me at the fight, man. It's not. Yo, keep your entourage in check too, because then you know you don't want to be paying fucking lawsuit fees for your entourage and shit. Don't be having dummies in your circle. That's all. Make sure you ain't got no dummies in your circle.
My final thoughts are that it's going to be a good weekend of boxing. We have tons of cards, all the way from like Tommy Langford, Khurtsidze. You know, I think I don't think I even give a pick on that. You know, I'm picking Tommy Langford in that fight. But you know, there's just tons of great matchups all across the world. So I can't wait. And I'm Matt Hunter, the Hipster. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter and my MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radio, on Patreon, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, etc. Peace.
And I am the producer, Steven Calderon. You can find me on Twitter at Calderon92, and you can find me on Instagram at sugar_steve.c.
Arrivederci.